Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Crime and drama on this Monday with episodes of Escape from Monday, July 7th, 1947, 78 years ago. An adaptation of Rudyard Kipling's The Man Who Would Be King. That'll be followed by an episode of Did Justice Triumph on that same date, 78 years ago, Poison for Profit. An episode of Rogues Gallery starring Dick Powell from 79 years ago. We'll also have Candy Matson, Yukon 28209, starring Madeline Masters from 76 years ago. And we'll wrap it all up going back 83 years for another episode of Lum and Abner. That's all straight ahead on this Monday. This is the 7th day of July, 188th day of the year, 177 days left till we get to 2025. On this date in 1456, Pope Calixtus III annulled heresy charges against Joan of Arc 25 years after her execution. Commodore John T. Sloat occupied Monterey on this date in 1846 and declared California annexed to the U.S. The U.S. annexed Hawaii on this date in 1898, and in 1946, Italian-born Mother Frances Xavier Cabrini canonized, becoming the first American saint. It was on this date in 1954, in Memphis, Tennessee, WHPQ Radio became the first radio station to air an Elvis record. Nighttime DJ Daddy-O Dewey Phillips played a recording of That's All Right Mama by Elvis, a young truck driver, marking the first time an Elvis recording was broadcast on the radio. 1958, President Eisenhower signed the Alaska Statehood Act into law. And in 1981, President Reagan nominated Sandra Day O'Connor for the Supreme Court.
This is a momentous day in my life and the life of my family. And I'm extremely happy and honored to have been nominated by President Reagan for a position on the United States Supreme Court. If I am confirmed in the United States Senate, I will do my best to serve the court and this nation in a manner that will bring credit to the President, to my family, and to all the people of this great nation.
Sandra Day O'Connor would serve 25 years on the court, retiring in 2006. She was the first woman to serve on the court. Samantha Smith, a U.S. schoolgirl, flew to the Soviet Union on this date in 1983 at the invitation of Secretary General Yuri Andropov. In 2016, former U.S. Army soldier Micah Xavier Johnson shot 14 policemen during an anti-police protest in downtown Dallas, killing 5 of them, subsequently killed during a robot-delivered bomb.
The suspect said he was upset about Black Lives Matter. He said he was upset about the recent police shootings.
Dallas Police Chief David Brown. And in 2022, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced his resignation after droves of top government officials quit over the latest scandal to engulf him, marking an end to 3 tumultuous years in which he tried to bluster his way through one ethical lapse after another.
It is clearly now the will of the Parliamentary Conservative Party that there should be a new leader of that party and therefore a new Prime Minister. And I've agreed with Sir Graham Brady, the chairman of our backbench MPs, that the process of choosing that new leader should begin now.
British Prime Minister Boris Johnson resigning 3 years ago today. Passing away on this date in history, the wonderful Bill Cullen.
Here's Monitor Now on NBC.
And welcome again to the Big M, where we have a lot going for you. This is Bill Cullen, an exception to the foregoing, with a shopping note for you ladies. Always reach for the items at the back of the supermarket shelf. They just might have last week's prices on them. Keep the customer satisfied is our music anyway. By Simon and what's the other fella?
Home is where I want to be.
From a 1971 edition of Monitor, Bill Cullen, passing away on this date in 1990. Also passing away on this date, film producer, writer Dory Sherry, actress Veronica Lake, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the writer, author of so many Sherlock Holmes books, and the founder of Nestle, Henry Nestle. Birthdays on this date include Anton Karas, the zither man behind the Third Man music from that motion picture. Science fiction writer Robert Heinlein. Also Les Paul's wife Mary Ford and Shelley Duvall, all passing away on this date in history.
Hi, this is Jeff Foxworthy. It is now time for the birthday announcements. The following people are now officially older than dirt.
Man who blew the horn for Stan Kenton, then blew his own horn on The Tonight Show. Doc Severinsen, 98 years old today. Ringo Starr of the Beatles is 85. Bill Oddie from I'm Sorry, I'll Read That Again in the Goodies over on the BBC, and he is a birder, if you will. Bill Oddie, 84 today. Jessica Hahn from the Jim Baker Scandal is 66. Vonda Shepard, her biggest hit record with Dan Hill, Can't We Try, 62 years old today. From Mad TV, Mo Collins is 60. Comedian Jim Gaffigan is 59.
Sometimes we try and disguise the fact we're eating cake. It's breakfast, I can't have cake. I'll have a muffin.
Cake is better than muffins. Jim Gaffigan, 59 today. She was Freddie Brooks on A Different World. Did a whole lot of cartoon voices. Cree Summer, 56. And five-time world champion figure skater Michelle Kwan is 45 years old today. Those just a few of the people celebrating the 7th day of July as their birthday. If this is your birthday,
happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
And here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, we're going to start off 78 years ago on a Monday, July 7th, 1947, for an episode of Suspense. That gets us started next.
There's a price tag on almost everything. Whether you drive a shiny new 1952 model or a pre-war jalopy, you had to pay the price. And when you're driving that car, remember that speed also has its price. The price tag on speed violations last year was 15,000 killed and 500,000 injured. This year, thousands of lives can be saved if you and millions of other motorists come to the sober realization that speed is the biggest killer on the highways and resolve to slow down before you or someone else pays the price that must be paid for it. You can do your part by keeping within speed limits. At all times, drive as though your life depends on it. It does.
Now, on this Monday Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, we're going to go back to a Monday, 78 years ago, July 7th, 1947, 8:30 Eastern Time on CBS, for this episode of Escape. At the time, it was replacing Suspense for the summer, and they were doing, this episode, an adaptation of the Rudyard Kipling classic, The Man Who Would Be King.
Escape. It's time to escape into the world of adventure. Time to forget for the next half hour the four walls of today and escape beyond the horizons of the mind to yesterday and tomorrow. CBS and its affiliated stations present Escape. Tonight we escape with Rudyard Kipling and the two gentle scoundrels he created in his immortal story, The Man Who Would Be King. The time, sometime before yesterday. The place, the north of India. The man who tells the story, Rudyard Kipling. One Saturday night, it was my unpleasant duty to put the paper to bed alone. It was a pitchy black night, as stifling as night can be in India in June. It was very still, save for the ticking of the clock above my desk, which seemed to shatter the black heat of the night as the hands crept toward 3 a.m. And then from the passage outside my door,
Hey, Peachy.
I heard voices.
Light burning. And he must be here. Open the door.
Who's there?
Only us.
Who are you?
He don't remember us, Dan. That he don't. How could he forget having us turned back at the Jodhpur border? Told the authorities we was impersonating newspaper reporters, he did.
Wait. That flaming red beard and that bald head. Why, you're Daniel Dravett and Peachy Carnahan.
The same.
Well, what do you want? If it's money, I haven't any. If it's a fight, it's simply too beastly hot.
You can rest yourself easy, sir, because we've come asking for naught except some information.
We've been all over this country, and we've concluded that India isn't big enough for such as Daniel and me.
So we're going away to be kings.
Kings in our own divine right.
What?
Aye, we shall be kings.
We've signed a solemn contract, each to help the other, and neither of us to take a look at liquor or women until we become kings.
Why, I've never heard of such a fantastic idea. But what is it you want of me?
Naught but to look at such maps of Kafiristan as you might have about.
Maps of Kafiristan?
That's where we've decided to go.
But don't you realize that not one single Englishman has ever gone into the Kafiristan mountains and lived to come out again? If you're really mad enough to go there, you're a good deal more likely to become dead men than kings.
We shall see.
Anyway, I don't believe you have the slightest intention of traveling a mile outside of Delhi.
Then you should come down to the Serai marketplace in the morning, down where the caravans leave for the north.
Yes, come down to the Serai in the morning and see then if we be liars. Oh, thieves, robbers, liars, the blessing of Pir Khan upon all pigs, dogs, and perjurers. Who will take the protection of heaven?
You should not laugh at him, Sahib. The witless are under the protection of Allah.
Quite so, boy. Who is the fellow anyway?
A mad priest, Sahib, who has arrived only this morning from Ajmer.
Yes, Sahib. Come to look at my camels, loaded with toys to please the eye of an Amir.
Oh, here now. Go about your business. I haven't any use for toys.
These are wondrous toys indeed, Sahib. Fit for a king of Kafiristan.
What? Good Lord. Daniel Dravett.
Quiet. Come along. I've 2 camels just beyond the wall here. The blessings of Pir Khan on the gracious Sahib, who consents to look at the poor toys of a priest from Ajmer. Over this way.
Where's Carnahan?
Here we are. Permit me to present my servant Hazir Mir Khan.
At your service, goodman.
Well, I'll be...
Do you like our disguises? Do they pass?
If they fool this crowd in the Serai, they're probably good enough to get you across the border and good enough to get you killed.
Getting killed is no part of the contract Peachy and me drawed up, although perhaps killing fits in with our plans in a different sense. Feel around underneath the toys there in the camel bags.
What?
Go ahead.
Good Lord. Rifles.
20 brand new martinis with ammunition to match.
And 20 good reasons to make your death certain. Any Pathan of the hill tribes would kill his own mother to get a rifle.
Now who would harm a poor mad priest, Sahib? Allah protects me.
Mad is right.
Then so was Lord Clive and Rhodes and Bonaparte. Drive out the camels, Peachy. We've a long way to go before we become kings.
Oh, hey, up.
As I stood and listened to the camel bells fade away in the distance, I wondered if it might not be a glorious thing to go to Kafiristan and be a king. 3 years pass in India much as they pass in any other land. It grows hot, then the rains come, and then the heat again. Some colonel at a hill station puts down an uprising. A new viceroy comes out from London, and the paper duly records the death of a sultan in Rajputana. and the trees in the courtyard grow a few feet taller. Finally, time in its circle turned up another night, much like the one 3 years before. Once again, I sat alone in the office, listening to the clock and waiting for some unimportant item to come over the wire from Europe. It was long after midnight when my office door slowly opened. I say, look here, you might knock first, you know.
Knock.
Good Lord, man. What's wrong?
You don't know who I am, do you?
No, I haven't the faintest idea. But here, you'd better sit down, old fellow. You're in a bad way.
Yes. Thank you. It's a whole year I've been walking. Right here in this very office we settled it. You sitting right there and giving us the maps. You've been sitting there ever since. 3 years.
No. Oh, no. Why, a man couldn't change that much in 3 years. You're not Peachy Carnahan.
Yes. I was king of Kafiristan. Me and Daniel Dravit. Real crown kings we was. Just as true as gospel.
What in the name of heaven had they done to you, Peachy?
Peachy? I knew Peachy Carnahan once. He's a king. Wears a real golden crown on his head, so help me, he does. He's dead now, though.
No. You're Peachy Carnahan. You must pull yourself together, man.
Yes. Pull myself. You've got to keep looking into my eyes. Then maybe everything won't go to pieces.
All right. Now, tell me what happened, Peachy.
We left the caravan at Jagdala. We struck off into the hills alone.
Go on.
Weeks it was we travelled, Daniel and me. First there wasn't no roads, and after a while, no food. But there was always the drums. Sometimes they was close, and sometimes farther off. But most of the time we could hear them somewhere.
Oi, up! Move along up! Here now, it's no place to be stopping. Up with you.
I'm fearing it's no use, Daniel.
What's got into them?
The poor beasts are done in and starved, same as ourselves. They'll go no further.
Then we'll go on without them. I've not come this far to die on the side of a mountain.
Wait. Look, Daniel. Over the edge of the rocks.
What? Oh, men they are.
There'll be a score or more of them. One goes ahead of the rest.
And naught but bows and arrows. Break out a pair of the rifles, Peachy.
Right you are, Daniel.
It's now that we start to become kings.
Here, and some cartridges too.
Easy now, Peachy. I'll drop the straggler at the rear first, and then we'll lay a few at their feet. No harm to the one in front. We may need him. Now. Got him by the old neck. Lay on, Peachy!
Hold it, Daniel! Look at them!
Aye, flat on their blooming faces.
The leader is come out alone.
Well and good, and we'll go part way to meet him, Peachy. But keep your rifle by.
Look at him, Daniel. He be as fair as us, with yellow hair.
So he does. Part of the lost tribes, these people are.
He stopped.
I await your command, O ye who speak in the voice of thunder.
Oh, the Lord Harry. Peachy, we're in luck. It's the old Afghan tongue he speaks. Speak up! Who are you, and whence do you come?
I am High Priest and the chief of the village of Bashkai. A journey of only a few heartbeats.
This Bashkai, how many people?
They are numbered in the 1,000.
There are more villages in the hills?
More than a man has fingers and toes.
Hear that, Peachy? Here's our kingdom made to order. And you're going to take us to Bashkai. Do you understand?
I understand the voice of thunder that you speak.
Oh, he's a smooth one, Peachy. He knows a thing or two. What's your name?
Mazur Khan Jagdalur.
That's too long. What should we call him, Peachy?
He has a look about him of an old soldiering friend of ours, Billy Fish.
So he does. We bestow a new name on you. From now on, you will be Billy Fish.
As you command, I obey.
All right. Put this on your drums. Tell them 2 kings have come out from the mountaintops. 2 kings that speak in words of thunder so the earth trembles. Tell them 2 kings have come to Kafiristan. That you, Peachy?
Daniel, why be you sitting here in the dark?
I've been thinking. A man has to stop and think sometimes.
About anything special, Daniel?
Look at 'em, Peachy. Look at their blinking campfires a gleaming in the dark like the jewels in a crown.
Aye, Daniel. You've done a fine job for sure. All 23 villages you joined together as one.
'Tis the army you trained to be thanked for it. 2,000 men with a fair knowledge of bearing arms.
Some's a bit green at it yet.
They're ours now, every man, jack, woman, and child. We own 'em, body and soul.
Aye, we're kings now, Daniel. Not proper kings yet, but we will be.
Sooner than you think, Peachy.
How's that?
Billy Fish told me something today that fair amazed me. These people know the craft.
You mean they're Freemasons, Daniel? It ain't no wise possible.
So help me, it's gospel true. He give me the grip and everything. It's old, the craft is, older than the memory of man. And up here in the hills, they've been preserving it all these years. Why, some of the high priests know up through the fellow craft, but they don't know the 3rd degree. See it, Peachy? They don't know the 3rd degree, but we do.
Daniel, what is it you're fixing to do?
We're going to be proper kings. We're going to get 'em going and coming now. I'm going to turn the whole country into one grand lodge, raise some of the priests to 3rd degree, and for me, I'll be the Grand Master of Kafiristan.
Oh, but you ain't got the right to. We never been officers in no lodge.
Right? What's a king got to do with asking for a right?
Oh, I'm against it, Daniel. It's no good to go fooling around with the craft.
Ah, you talk like an old woman. The thing'll work, I know it will. We'll make it a blooming ceremony. Regular aprons with the symbol and the marks. All of us, Peachy. The kings of Kafiristan.
Everything is prepared, Master. And the priests and the people wait.
Well, they don't have to wait much longer, Billy. Here now, Peachy. How do you like my apron?
It's a wondrous sight for fair, Daniel.
Made of white ermine skin it is. And the master's mark with emeralds studded.
The mark? You know the meaning of the mark?
That I do. What's got into you, Billy?
Not. But 'tis a thing that's passing strange, Master.
Strange and rubbish. Come along now. Ready, Peachy?
Right with you, Daniel.
Then out we go. Onto the temple steps. We'll give 'em what for. Knock their blinking eyes out. That's what we'll do. Look at 'em, Peachy. Right down on their blooming knees and yelling their full heads off.
Oh, it's a good thing to be a king, Daniel.
The mark! Behold! The mark!
The promised ones have come.
Here now. What's wrong with the priest, Billy?
It looks like trouble, Daniel.
No. Stand where you are, Master. They recognize the mark.
That great stone in the floor. Why do they turn it over?
Wait.
It's the same!
He bears the mark. The promised ones have come.
Speak up, Billy Fish. What's the meaning of it?
See for yourself. Look.
Daniel. Carved on the back of the stone.
'Tis the master's mark, all right.
And the same as the sign you wear. Only a few of the priests have known of the hidden mark on the stone.
What does it mean?
The many who have doubted you were a god doubt no longer.
And you, Billy? What do you think?
I, Master? I think that now it is the time for these.
Daniel! Golden crowns!
Aye, how they glitter. Fit for the brow of a king.
'Tis what we came for.
Here now, put 'em on. We'll crown ourselves in our own right. Listen to 'em. You know something, Peachy? We come here to be kings, and that we are, all right. But blamed if we ain't a couple of blooming gods to boot, with 1 million people bowing on their knees before us.
Well enough, Peachy. So it was gods you became as well as kings. But then, what happened? What became of Daniel Dravett?
Dravett? I knew Daniel Dravett once. He's a king now, Daniel is. Wears a golden crown. Carnan was with him.
Peachy, try to pull yourself together.
I'll try.
Now, you became kings, you and Daniel. Kings of all Kafiristan.
He was a fine figure, Daniel was, with his red head wearing that golden crown. Kept himself aloof from the people, so to speak. And when he walked before the temple, the fair crawled on their stomachs to worship him.
But what happened, man?
Happened? Well, I figure mostly it was winter coming on. The winds were starting up, and the clouds was blowing down from the north. Oh, it could blow beastly cold, that winter wind.
Hey? Who's out there? That you, Billy? Confound it anyway. Here now. What's this?
I have brought you food, master. Stew of the wild sheep with curry and rice.
Up off your knees, girl. Bring it inside.
Thank you, master.
Place it there. Now, you're a well-favored wench.
I do not understand.
Why were you crawling on your knees?
'Tis a fitting way to approach the god of Kafiristan.
What's your name, girl?
Maruma Penja.
Marum, eh? You married?
It has not yet been my happy fortune, master.
Are you afraid of me?
You are a god.
I mean, how do I seem to you? Do you find me pleasing or what?
Your face is more wondrous than the noonday sun. And your look, the look of eagles.
Very well, you may leave now.
Thank you, master.
Marum, eh? Peachy! Peachy!
Is you calling me, Daniel? Oh, the food's here, eh? Good.
Knock that wind outside. Winter's about due to strike and fill the trails with snow. There'll be little moving about afore spring.
Right you are.
Peachy, I've decided to take a wife.
But you can't do it, Daniel. We made a contract.
That was till we was kings. Well, kings we've been many months now.
Oh, but it's no good. I tell you now, I'm against it.
Against it? You was against using the craft too. But look what it done for us.
Oh, but this is different. Billy Fish will tell you no, too, the same as I do.
Billy Fish, huh? Who's the king here, him or me? My mind's made up. 3 days from now, I shall have me a wife. And you can put it on the drums and tell every blighter out there in the hills. The kingdom of Kafiristan is going to have a queen. What's keeping her, Peachy? They should have brought her in here half an hour ago.
I don't know, Daniel.
How about you, Billy Fish? You put 'em up to stalling off deliberate like?
Certain preparations must be made, Master.
She's across the court with some of the priests. Maybe they're trying to hearten her up a bit, Daniel. She thinks she's going to die, you know.
Die, indeed. Why, I'm only...
Master, it is against the laws of heaven for a woman to marry a god.
I'm not a god. I'm a man. You know that by now, Billy.
No, and I should not want to think so, Master. But either way, this can mean only trouble. I beg you to reconsider.
And I beg you to shut up, Billy. I'm through waiting. I'm going over there.
Master, please.
We got to go with him, Billy. And I'm thinking it's going to mean trouble. How many men can you depend on?
No more than 20 with rifles. Most of my men are in Bashkai.
Then what shall we do?
We shall have to make a run for it, I fear. We might be safe in Bashkai.
Come on now, you buckling fools. Bring out the girl. Well, now, that's better. Here, girl, this is no way for a bride to behave. Just smile now, and give us a kiss. Oh! The wench has bitten me.
Bloodmaster, don't let them see the blood.
Look! See the blood! He's not a god or a devil, but only a man! Only a man!
Here, blasted, what is this, rot?
It's too late.
Mark, Daniel, they're coming with knives.
They can't do this. I'm the king.
We've got to run for it, Master.
Oh, come on, Daniel, come on.
I'll come back and beat their blasted heads in. That's what I'll do.
Oh, Daniel, we'll be back all right.
How much further, Billy?
Only a short way beyond this ridge, Master.
Well, so far, so good. At last, them blooming drums are stopped.
We're at the top, Daniel.
A right good climb it's been.
Wait. Look. Seems the drums have come before us, Master.
Cut off. No less than 1,000 of them standing there quiet-like, with them wicked long knives in their hands.
There'll be no getting past them, Daniel.
No. We are done for. Go back, Billy Fish, and take your men away with you. Go with him, Peachy. It's me they want. I did it. Me, the king.
No, Dan. I'm sticking with you. Billy Fish, you clear out.
I am your friend. I stay with you.
You're a good man, Billy.
They be coming now, Daniel.
Peachy.
Forget it, Daniel. I forgive you freely and fully.
Then let them come. There'll be one thing they can't change, Peachy. We've been kings. Kings in our own right. Kings of all Kafiristan.
Sliced open poor Billy Fish like a bloomin' herring, they did. There in the snow and the rocks.
Good Lord, man. But you, Peachy, you got away from them.
Like nowhere did I get away from them. They had us for fair, all right. Strung me out on a tree. Drove nails right through my hands, they did. See? But I fooled them all right. 'Cause morning came, I wasn't nowise dead. And then I made them think I'd lost my senses. They was afraid to harm me because I was protected by Allah. They cut me down then, and after a while, they let me go.
You poor devil. But what of Dravit? What happened to Daniel?
Daniel's the king. He wears the golden crown.
But now, what happened to him?
He's never left me. All them long months walking on the road back, he kept me safe. The mountains, they danced at night, but Daniel held up his hands and Peachy came along, bent double. I never let go of Daniel's hand, nor Daniel's head that they gave me in the temple as a present. Is with me now, here, in this bundle. You knew old Daniel, sir. Him that was a monarch once. Look at him now. Well, and now you've seen that we was really kings. I'll be on my way. You'll pardon me, sir?
I let him go. There was little else to do. He was only hours away from his death. I sat there and stared at the bundle he had left lying on my desk. Stared as the pale shafts of dawn struck fire in the red beard. Stared at the golden crown, sitting too large and heavy upon the wrinkled, mummified head of Daniel Dravot, the man who would be king.
Escape is produced and directed by William N. Robeson. Tonight's story, Rudyard Kipling's The Man Who Would Be King, was adapted for radio by Les Crutchfield and featured Raymond Lawrence as Peachy, Eric Snowden as Daniel Dravot, and Herbert Rawlinson as Kipling. Musical effects were created and conducted by Cy Fewer. Next week, CBS and its affiliated stations invite you to escape in Operation Fleur-de-Lis, an episode from the files of the OSS. And so, good night, until a week from tonight, when again we invite you to escape. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
"78 years ago, July 7th, 1947, Escape on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. That aired at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Up next, we'll take a look at the news from that Monday, 78 years ago.
This is Peter Hallas. As senior editor of the Hungarian desk at Radio Free Europe, I write and edit material destined for an audience still living behind barbed wire. I know those people, for I was one of them. I escaped to freedom in 1956, but there are millions still in captivity. Radio Free Europe keeps them in touch with the world outside. Keep RFE on the air with contributions to Crusade for Freedom.
Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, listening to some radio shows from 78 years ago today, Monday, July 7th, 1947. Now, here are a few of the news headlines of the newspapers of July 7th, 1947. Mysterious flying saucers reportedly seen again in various parts of the country. Spokane, Washington, a woman declared 10 persons saw 8 of the dish-shaped objects land near St. Mary's, Idaho on July 3rd. Phenomenon reported by hundreds of persons in at least 33 states. since June 25th. A income tax designation bill may be back on President Truman's desk before the week is over. Republicans driving to push it through Congress drew encouragement that it may not encounter time-killing debate in the Senate. It'll come up first in the House, where quick passage is expected Tuesday. The measure would lop $4 billion off the annual tax bill of individuals beginning January 1st. Spanish voters yesterday ratified by an apparent majority of more than 80% the law confirming Generalissimo Francisco Franco as chief of state and establishing procedures for selection of a king or regent to succeed him. The American military government's official German-language newspaper said yesterday in Berlin, Soviet Marshal Lavrenti P. Beria had worked out with Soviet military authorities an extensive propaganda campaign for selling communism to the Germans. Lightning flashing out of a darkened sky yesterday near Colorado Springs and injured 50 people in a crowd of 2,000 at a jalopy racetrack west of Colorado Springs. A nationwide toll of violent deaths for the 4th of July weekend jumped past the 500 mark last night and were increasing rapidly as millions of people streamed home from parks, beaches, and vacations. And those are a few of the day's news stories from the newspapers of Monday, July 7th, 1947. On your radio next, we go to Mutual, 7 o'clock, and see, answering the musical question, did justice triumph?
Did you know that for only $10 you can supplement the food rations of a family of 4 for a whole month? Just send that $10 to CARE, spelled C-A-R-E, New York. CARE guarantees delivery of its packages to 11 different countries in Europe, as well as to India, Israel, and Japan. Don't forget to include your name and address and the name and address of the family you want to receive the CARE package, because CARE is a person-to-person, international goodwill service.
We'll wrap up our look at this date back in 1947 with an episode of Did Justice Triumph, broadcast on Mutual, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, July 7th, 1947, 78 years ago today.
Justice triumphs. Police Headquarters, Chicago, Illinois.
Name, James Morgan. Age, 53 years. Cause of death, arsenic poisoning. Classification, murder. Investigation, proceeding.
The Mutual Broadcasting System presents another thrilling case from the files of True Justice Stories, followed by millions of readers each week in the New York Sunday News and its syndicate. Tonight's case, Poison for Profit. Our story begins in a cheap neighborhood nightclub on Chicago's west side. It's the usual tawdry, smoke-filled, dimly lighted room, complete with checkered tablecloths and the inevitable postage-stamp dance floor. A few minutes before 9 o'clock, a sportily dressed man carrying a small suitcase brushes past the hat-check girl, steps up to the head waiter.
Oh, good evening, sir.
Hi. Where'll I find Mitchell?
Mitchell? You mean the boss?
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's right. The boss.
Are you the party from New York?
Yeah. He's expecting me.
I know. Go through those black curtains.
Uh-huh.
His office is the first door on the right.
Yeah, thanks a lot, chum. Hello, Mitchell.
Well, Babe Loomis. So you finally arrived in town, huh?
Finally's right. I had half the cops in New York looking for me.
So I heard.
Yeah, they had a dragnet out after me. Had to watch my chance to sneak through.
I'm glad you made it. Sit down, babe.
Thanks.
You'll be safe here. You can sleep upstairs and operate from the club here.
Mm-hmm. That sounds okay.
You won't even need to poke your head outside. Unless you want to.
Hey, don't worry. I won't. Just in case the Chicago Dicks have been tipped off to pick me up.
And, while you're cooling off here, you can do a little work for me, babe.
Sure, why not? What gives?
I've got a brand new angle.
Yeah? Is it good?
It's so good, I'm thinking of branching out. Maybe Frisco or Los Angeles.
Oh?
When I do, I'll need somebody to run this place.
Ah, say, that sounds okay. What's the angle, Mitch?
Well, here, take a look at this cardboard box.
It's marked poison. Arsenic.
Yeah. Now look at this card index file.
Uh-huh.
Here, read what it says on this first card. Go ahead.
Okay. Mamie Morgan, husband James Morgan, died May 24th. Fee charged for service $800. Fee due May 30th. But it's today.
And I'm marking it paid in full. We just collected the $800 from Mamie Morgan.
Well, I'll be...
Quite an angle, huh?
Sure is. And the bunch of cards you got here, I take it you put certain parties out of the way permanently. For consideration.
That's right.
How does it work? Come on, give. How do you bait the hook?
Clara does that very efficiently.
Clara?
Yeah.
There's Damon on this, too.
Oh, yes. We couldn't operate without Clara. She starts the ball rolling, circulates around the club, poses as a fortune teller.
Yeah? It's neat.
Yeah, Clara's smart. She spots the married couples that aren't getting along, see?
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many of them aren't happy together.
You mean your peddler services to married couples that ain't happy?
Mostly. Or sometimes we run onto a client who wants a relative put away so they can get hold of an inheritance. That's an assignment that really pays big.
How about that? What a sweet racket.
Yeah. If you want to catch on fast, babe, just keep your eye on Clara. Watch her close. You'll learn how this business works.
Pat.
Yes, sir.
Step to the door and ask Detective Ryan to come in, will you?
Sure, Chief. Ryan.
Yeah?
Lieutenant Campbell wants to see you.
Okay. What is it, Lieutenant? I just received this wire from headquarters in New York. Their detective bureau says they believe a party named Babe Loomis may be here in Chicago.
Babe Loomis?
Yeah. New York wants him for being mixed up in the numbers racket. Here's a description they sent along. You better read it before I turn it over to Pat.
All right. Babe Loomis, age 32, height 5'9", hair sandy, blue eyes, light skin, identifying marks, thin scar on right cheek below eye. Likes to wear loud sport clothes. Mm-hmm.
Pat?
Yes, sir?
I want you to get copies of this description out to every man on the force.
Right away, sir.
And Ryan, I'm assigning you directly to the job of finding Babe Loomis.
Right.
If I were you, I'd cover the west side first.
Sounds logical. Fugitive hiding out in Chicago always seem to head for the west side of town.
Well, they got plenty of company over there. Oh, and Ryan, another thing.
Yes?
You look like a flatfoot in that blue suit you've got on.
Well,
You better wear something a little snappier. Look like one of the boys.
Your fortune told. Would you like to have your fortune told? Past, present, and future. Your fortune told.
Look, Ada, that's the girl I was telling you about. Clara, the fortune teller.
My Ed, she's beautiful.
Yeah, isn't she? And I understand she can really tell things that are going to happen.
Well, go ahead. Call her over. That's what we came here for.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Clara, would you come over here, please?
Oh, good evening. My husband wants his fortune told. All right. But I usually concentrate better when I'm alone with the subject. Oh? You want me to leave the table? If you don't mind. I think I could do better.
Go on, Ada. I'll tell you what she says.
Oh, all right. I'll visit the powder room for a few minutes.
All right.
Well, Mr. Carter, I see you brought her in.
Yeah. Well, that's what you told me to do, Clara, but I'm not exactly enjoying her company.
I could see that.
Now, if it was my girlfriend instead of my wife, we always have fun, here or any place else.
I understand. I understand a lot of things, Mr. Carter. Just keeping my ears open in this place.
Yeah, you're a wise cookie, I guess. But look, why did you want me to bring Ada in here?
Well, I wanted her to meet me. That's important.
Yeah, why?
Listen, last week I overheard you and your girlfriend discussing your wife.
Yeah.
You were trying to think up a way to be rid of her. Get her out of your life.
Yeah, but she won't give me a divorce.
Yeah, I know. I overheard that, too. And I told you I know someone who'll help you.
Help me? How?
Well, there's a way you can get rid of your wife permanently.
Get rid of her permanently?
I think you understand what I mean.
Yeah, I do, but I don't want to hang for murder.
Oh, no one will ever suspect you. That's guaranteed.
Yeah? Say, this sounds interesting.
I thought it would.
Well, how much will it cost? How does the thing work?
Look, Mr. Carter, you take your wife home now.
Yeah?
Come back later tonight. I'll introduce you to the boss. He'll explain everything.
Detective Bureau, Lieutenant Campbell.
Lieutenant, this is Ryan.
Yes, Ryan. How you making out?
Oh, not so good, Lieutenant. I've been hanging around corners over here on the west side and ducking into crooks' hangouts, but there's no sign of Babe Loomis.
I'll keep on it, Ryan.
Sure, I am. I've got a lot more territory to cover yet. But the reason I called, Lieutenant, was about something else I ran into over here.
Huh? What's that?
You remember my friend Jim Morgan?
Jim Morgan.
Sure, you remember. He's the guy who dropped into the office for a chat with me about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Nice guy. What about him?
He's dead.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah. You know, the Morgans live over here on the west side.
Yeah?
Well, I just dropped into one of the neighborhood bars here looking for Loomis, and the barkeep just told me Jim died last week. Very unexpectedly.
What happened?
That's what I wanted to know. So I telephoned Mamie. That's his wife. She says Jim died suddenly of acute indigestion.
Pretty tough.
Yes. But the thing that strikes me is this. Why didn't she notify his friends when he died? I'd like to have gone to his funeral, but I'd never have known about it if the barkeep hadn't told me.
Yeah, that is strange.
And another thing. I happen to know that Jim and his wife have been on the outs for a long time.
Hey, now, wait a minute. You mean you suspect foul play of some kind, Ryan?
I don't quite know how to figure it, Lieutenant. All I know is that a couple of weeks ago he was healthy as a horse. And now he's dead of acute indigestion.
Acute indigestion.
Yeah.
I wonder.
What's that, Lieutenant?
I was just thinking. Maybe your friend's unexpected death bears looking into.
I was wondering about that myself. How do we go about it?
I'll talk to you about that later, Ryan. Right now, you stick to your assignment. Try to locate Babe Loomis and report back to me regularly.
Okay, I'll do that. Goodbye.
Bye. Oh, Pat.
Yes, Chief.
Come in here a minute, will you?
Sure, Chief. What's on your mind?
Pat, didn't we get an anonymous letter last week or a week before hinting that there was a poison ring operating somewhere here in Chicago?
Poison ring? Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. The letter's right over there in the file.
Get it for me, will you?
Well, sure thing, Lieutenant. Yeah, here it is, Lieutenant. But it actually don't say nothing, if you remember.
Thanks, Pat. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I recall now. Yeah, this letter didn't give us a thing we could work on.
Hey, why are you so curious about this here letter all of a sudden, Lieutenant?
I think maybe Ryan's run across something that corroborates what the letter says.
You don't say so. You mean real evidence?
Could be. Pat, get me the coroner on the wire.
Right, sir.
Got a little job for him to do that should settle this question once and for all.
Hey, Mitch, you say you got another sucker on a string?
Yeah, babe. You better stick around. Keep your ears open. You'll see how we handle dopes like the one Clara's bringing in a few minutes.
This guy she's got hooked there. Does he have any money?
That don't cut no ice in deals like this, babe.
No?
If they want to get rid of something bad enough, they find the money. If they can't find it by themselves, we got ways of helping them.
You got everything all worked out, ain't you?
We've been in the racket long enough. It must be Clara now with the guy I was telling you about.
Swell. Now I can see just how you do it.
Yeah. Come in.
Hello, Mitch.
Hi, Clara.
Mitch, I want you to meet Mr. Edward Carter, a friend of mine.
It's a pleasure, Mr. Carter.
Hi.
Come on in. Take a chair.
Yeah, thanks.
Have a cigar? Cigarette?
No, thanks. I don't smoke.
Relax, Mr. Carter. We're all friends here. We just wanted to help you.
Yeah, I know.
Mr. Carter, I understand you're interested in having a certain matter taken care of.
Well, that depends.
Well, first, Mr. Carter, there's the matter of a fee. How much cash can you raise?
A couple of hundred, maybe.
Look, Mr. Carter, we don't operate for that kind of chicken feed. As a rule, when we run into a customer who can't raise enough cash, we suggest taking out life insurance on the party to be disposed of.
Well, my wife's already insured.
Good. That'll speed things up considerably. How much insurance does she carry?
Well, $2,500.
Well, then I'd say our cut for doing the job ought to be an even 1,000. How's that?
Well, that's okay, I guess, but what do you do for that dough?
We give you this, Mr. Carter, this little packet. Here, take it.
Feels like powder of some kind. What is it?
Carter, that powder is very special. It's going to buy your wife a one-way ticket out of your life.
Now, wait a minute. I don't know about this. Who gives it to her?
You do, Mr. Carter.
Oh, no. I told Clara once tonight I don't want to hang for murder.
I guess you don't know the reactions of this particular powder, Carter.
Oh, I don't. How could I?
She'll get this powder here the first day in a moderate dose. It won't kill her, but she'll be ailing and her stomach will be upset, see? Every day the dose is increased a little. Every day she gets a little sicker. It'll take about a week or so. Then she dies. Indigestion. Acute indigestion.
Oh, I see. That's a pretty good idea, but how do I get her to take the stuff?
Easy. Your wife's not very attractive anymore from what I hear, huh?
You said it.
But she's still crazy about you and would like to hang on to you, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
Then it'll be a cinch. We'll tell you exactly what to tell her when you give her this powder. If you follow our directions, she'll take it with no trouble at all.
This is the case history of an actual crime, one of a series of murders by poison. Crimes so cold-blooded and calculating that they appear almost unbelievable. But let me assure you, poison ring racketeers, preying on the baser elements of human nature, have operated in cities all over the world for many generations. Now, in this case, justice has been put on the alert through a number of circumstantial events, noted by the keen intelligence of Chicago's crack police detective Lieutenant Campbell and Detective Ryan. The routine search for the fugitive Babe Loomis has opened up a much more important line of investigation.
Campbell speaking.
Lieutenant, I have the autopsy report for you on James Morgan.
Good, let's have it, Doc.
Well, we found almost a grain of arsenic in the man's stomach and liver. He died of arsenical poisoning.
Arsenic, huh?
Mm-hmm, that's right.
Well, thanks for the fast work, Doc.
You bet.
Well, Pat, did you hear that?
Yeah, Chief. See, that was pretty smart, ordering an autopsy on Morgan just on a hunch like that.
That was more than a hunch, Pat.
Yeah?
The symptoms of acute indigestion and some kinds of deadly poison are very much the same.
Oh, so that was what gave you the tip-off.
That and the anonymous letter.
Well, what are we waiting for, Chief? Well, let's go out and pick up Morgan's wife and book her for murder.
Well, now, wait a minute, Pat, not so fast. We have no evidence to prove she poisoned him.
Well, I know that, but we can't...
And if she hired the services of a poison-for-profit ring, they'd skip out the minute we nabbed one of their clients.
Huh. Yeah, I guess you're right.
That's a big fish we're after. Can pick up Morgan's wife anytime.
Yeah, but Lieutenant, how do we get a line on a racket like that?
Well, the Hall of Records should be able to give us a lead. I think I'll go over there right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Pat.
Yes, sir?
When Ryan calls in, give him the autopsy report on his friend. Tell him we seem to be on the trail of a poison ring.
Okay, sir.
Ask him to meet me at noon in front of the Hall of Records.
Now, I'll take another cup of coffee, Ada.
All right. I'll get it for you. Ed, you're going to be late for work this morning if you don't hurry.
Yeah, I know.
Ed, why did you go out again last night after we came in?
I went out to do something for you.
For me? What?
Well, you remember what you said just before the fortune teller sat down at our table last night?
Why, no, not exactly.
Why, you remarked on how pretty she was.
Oh, yes. Oh, my, I'd give anything to look like her.
Well, you can, Ada, if you want to.
Oh, Ed, but what's got into you this morning?
Nothing. What do you mean?
Well, you've been so kind of pleasant.
Oh.
Now you're flattering me, saying I could be as pretty as that woman in the nightclub.
Well, you can, Ada. I found out the way. That's why I went back there again last night.
Oh?
I found out her secret. What keeps her looking so young and full of vitality. You know, Ada, your looks are all still there. You need to have them brought out, that's all.
Oh, Ed, honey, you really do think about me and love me.
Why, sure I do, Ada. Maybe I don't show it like I ought to always, but, why, you know I do. That's why I want you to look your best, so I can show you off to my friends.
Oh, Ed, you make me so happy when you talk that way. I'd do anything to make you proud of me again, like when we was first married.
Well, that's why I got this little package of medicine for you.
Medicine?
Yeah.
For me?
Yeah, that's right.
Is this the beauty secret you was telling me about before?
Sure is.
But does it work, Ed?
Well, sure, it must work. Well, just look what it did for that woman in the nightclub.
Oh, you mean Clara?
Sure. Well, they tell me when she first came to work there, she was all run down and thin. And she looked as homely as, well, anyone you ever saw.
Now she's so beautiful. Oh, if I could only look like her.
You can, honey. Here, now you take this package. It'll do the trick.
Oh, Ed. Thank you, honey. Thanks a million.
Oh, that's all right, Ada. Now you take it the way the directions say, and, well, it'll make me very happy.
Oh, I will, Ed. I will. Oh. Feels like a powder of some kind.
Yeah, that's what it is. A beauty powder.
Oh.
Now, you'll find the full directions inside. You start taking it tonight according to those directions, and in a couple of weeks, you'll never think about being homely again.
Hi, Lieutenant. Okay, hop in, Ryan.
Yes, sir. I got the message you left for me, Lieutenant. What's up? Pat said my friend Jim Morgan was poisoned.
That's what we discovered.
Well, I'd like to lay my hands on the person who did it.
Well, you're going to get your chance, Ryan. Got a job for you to tackle, a big job.
Good. Do I drop the Babe Loomis assignment?
Now, you can do this job and keep your eyes open for Loomis at the same time. Both assignments are in the same vicinity.
Okay. What's the pitch, Lieutenant?
Well, I've just discovered some very interesting data at the Bureau of Records.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Too many people on the Lower West Side have been dying of acute indigestion.
So you think it's a racket?
I do. Has all the earmarks of one. Here, here's a list of deaths and the dates on which they occurred.
Hey, they all died within the past few months.
That's right. And you'll notice that the cause of death in each case might also be a symptom of poisoning.
Yeah, so I see. You want me to keep this list and question the nearest survivor?
Keep the list, Ryan, but stay away from the nearest survivor. The husband or wife, as the case may be. Question relatives and neighbors only.
Okay. What tack do I take with the questioning?
Well, find out if they have any suspicions of foul play in the death of their friend or relative. If they have, question them about the nearest survivor.
I get it, Lieutenant. Find out how they got along with the deceased and so on.
That's right. I figure if the deceased persons on that list are the victims of a poison racket, there'll be a clue in the information you get that may lead us to the racketeers themselves.
Sure, that makes sense.
All right, Ryan, you better get out here. Can't be seen too near that district in a police car.
Right, Lieutenant.
Now, keep in touch with me, Ryan. I want to know everything you find out.
Yes, sir.
And good luck.
Now, in this reenactment of the poison racket murders, Detective Ryan rings doorbell after doorbell seeking information, questioning friends and relatives of the deceased persons on his list. And always among the answers he gets, there runs an identical thread of information concerning the nearest survivor.
Well, officer, just before her husband died, she became very friendly with some people in a nightclub.
The husband's habits since his wife died? Well, I don't know much about them, officer, but I do know he used to visit a nightclub on Oak and Cicero.
Picking up a hint here, a suggestion there, Detective Ryan slowly but surely uncovers a path that leads to Mitchell's neighborhood nightclub. Not knowing exactly what he'll find, he steps into the tawdry club and is seated at a table. Soon he's approached by Clara. A few minutes later, Babe Loomis passes by the detective's table, studies the customer a few seconds, then rushes back through the black curtains to Mitchell's office.
Mitch! Yeah, babe, what's on your mind? Give me my gun. It's in the bottom drawer of your desk there.
Take it easy, babe. I thought I made it clear to you when you first came here. Nobody carries a rod in my club.
Give me my rod. There's a cop out there.
Cop? Where?
Out there at one of the tables. He's talking to Clara.
You mean that big fellow in the gray suit at number 3?
That's the one.
You scared me for a minute, babe. That fella's just another customer.
Ah, look. When he saw me, he knew who I was. He's got that copper look in his eyes.
Oh, babe, you've been dodging dicks for so long you think everybody's on your trail.
I'm telling you, Mitch, I'm telling you. I know.
Okay. Here's your gun. We'll go out and keep our eye on him.
Detective Bureau, Lieutenant Campbell speaking.
Lieutenant, this is Ryan.
Yes, Ryan.
I've spotted Babe Loomis.
Good work.
I also think I've got a line on who's responsible for the death of Jim Morgan and the others on that list.
Nice going.
There's a phony fortune teller in this club here where I am now. Her name's Clara. We've been talking, and I told her about a rich old aunt of mine who's going to leave me a fortune when she dies. She suggested she knows a way to hurry the process, so she's taking me back to meet the bosses and get the details. And I think one of the bosses is Babe Loomis.
Ryan, where are you? Ryan, what's happened? What a break. Pat, come in here.
Yes, Chief. What's up?
Ryan just phoned in. He's telling me he had a line on that poison ring when something happened.
What do you mean?
He was cut off in the middle of a sentence by what sounded to me like a blow.
Oh, it looks like trouble, huh?
Yeah, serious trouble. Get me the emergency desk on the phone.
Yes.
We're going to need help from the motor patrol to find him.
You mean you don't even know where he is?
No, he didn't tell me. But from what he said and the piano music I caught over the wire, he's in a nightclub somewhere on the west side. A nightclub that's got a fortune teller named Clara. Pat, we've got to locate that club.
Let's bump this flatfoot off now. Get it over with.
That's what I say.
We will. When he comes to.
What are you waiting for? We've been sitting here for half an hour now.
I told you I want to find out how much he knows.
I heard him mention my name on the telephone.
Sure, isn't that enough?
No. I want to know if he knows anything else. Maybe he ain't caught on to our racket.
We have, Mitch. I read his fortune. I already mentioned a way to get rid of his rich aunt.
Oh, sister, are you a dope?
Oh, how'd I know he's a copper? He didn't look like one to me.
So he does know everything. That's different. We got to get out of here before the police pick up our trail. Clara, get the file cards together. I have to take them out and burn them.
Okay, Mitch.
This is one Dick who's through snooping, once and for all. Give me your gun, babe.
It's a pleasure.
Keep out of the way, Clara.
Reach for the ceiling, all of you.
It's a cop!
No, you don't, lady. Give me that box of stuff you got there.
Better stay where you are, all of you.
Hey, Lieutenant. You made it here just in time.
You all right, Ryan?
Yeah, I've been playing possum. They thought they knocked me out cold.
What's the idea of busting in here and shooting me in the arm?
You'll find out soon enough.
Hey, Chief, this box I took away from the dame, it looks like a file on all their customers.
That's what it is, Lieutenant.
This card right on top here says there's a woman slated to take arsenic in her milk tonight before she goes to bed. Her name's Ada Carter. Here's her address right here on the card.
Those cards don't mean a thing. They don't prove nothing.
Maybe. Pat, call that woman right away. Or better yet, go to her house.
Yes.
Maybe you can catch her before she takes it.
Sure thing, Lieutenant.
Ryan, put the cuffs on these people.
Boy, is this a pleasure. I haven't forgotten that sock on the head. Come here, you.
We're taking them down to headquarters and booking them on suspicion of murder. What happens to them after that is up to the courts of justice.
did the police reach Mrs. Ada Carter in time to prevent her name from being added to this fearful murder list, the events in this poison racket case draw to a swift close. Mitch, Babe Loomis, and Clara are indicted on a murder charge. The files Mitch so carefully kept revealed the names of 17 people who had used the services of the poison ring. These 17, too, were indicted for murder. All were found guilty, the ringleaders as well as their customers. All but Clara, who left town and became a fugitive from justice. Justice decreed that the 17 should spend the rest of their lives behind bars. For Mitch and Babe Loomis, the maximum penalty was meted out. Death in the electric chair. And so it is now that at police headquarters in Chicago...
Ryan.
Yes, sir?
Remove James Morgan's card from the active file and mark it case closed.
Justice triumphs. Although the names of all persons, characters, and places are entirely fictitious, and any similarity to persons living or dead is purely coincidental, this dramatization was based on an actual murder case. Next week at this same time, the Mutual Broadcasting System will present another dramatization taken from the files of True Justice series, appearing each week in the New York Sunday News and its syndicate. These programs are produced and directed by Jock McGregor. The story is dramatized by Bart Conry, and the narrator is George Carson Putnam. Clara was played by Nancy Sheridan. Detective Ryan was Don Douglas, and Lieutenant Campbell was Ralph Camargo. Others in the cast were Sandy Strauss as Babe Loomis, Maurice Tarplin as Mitch. Mrs. Carter was Joan Shea, and Pat was Humphrey Davis. The orchestra, conducted by Emerson Buckley, played music written especially for this broadcast by Richard DuPage. Frank McCarthy speaking. This program came from New York. For another exciting drama, stay tuned now for Scotland Yard, starring Basil Rathbone as Inspector Burke. You'll hear The Case of the Lady Killer in just a moment. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
"78 years ago, Tuesday, July 7th, 1947, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, did justice triumph here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Coming up on our Tuesday Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox podcast, George Burns and Gracie Allen for Spam from 85 years ago, July 8th, 1940. It's Grandpa's 92nd birthday. Tom Brenneman, Breakfast in Hollywood, except it's not in Hollywood for this day. It's from the auditorium of the high school in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania, where Tom Brenneman grew up. Also, the FBI in Peace and War from 1956, Cross Country. And yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Mandel Kramer from 63 years ago, July 8, 1962, The Rildo Matter. And wrap it up with another episode of Lum and Abner. Now, on Wednesday's show, we'll have an episode of Romance from 1955, Last Summer's Love. Jeff Regan, Investigator, She Eats Soybeans. I Was a Communist for the FBI, starring Dana Andrews, The Dangerous Dollars, and The Crimson Riddle, an episode of Calling All Cars. On Thursday, comedy with Granby's Green Acres, a summer series starring Gail Gordon and Bea Benadera, and herein was where the roots of Green Acres came from on television. Also, The Adventures of Archie Andrews from 1948, Paul Winchell and Jerry Mahoney from 1944, and an Our Miss Brooks episode from 1955. And we'll wrap it up Friday with the Chase and Sanborn Hour from 1937, and Bram Stoker's Dracula, an episode of the Mercury Theater on the Air. That's all coming up this week here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Visit our webpage at classicradio.stream. Up next, Dick Powell in Rogues Gallery.
You know, this is still the season for carefree holidays and vacations. But don't be carefree on the highway. With roads jammed with traffic, this is the time to be extra careful when driving. When you plan a trip, be sure to allow plenty of time so that you won't be forced to drive too fast or too long. When you get tired at the wheel, you lose your skill and your judgment. So don't drive too many hours at a stretch. Plan your trip so that you can stop frequently and get plenty of rest. And when you start that trip, Resolve that you're going to obey traffic laws and regulations. Don't gamble with safety. Remember, the life you save may be your own.
Now an episode of Rogues Gallery starring Dick Powell from 79 years ago, July 7th, 1946, The Cabin on the Lake.
The F.W. Fitch Company presents Dick Powell as Private Investigator Richard Rogue in Rogues Gallery.
Laugh a while, let a song be your style. Use Fitch shampoo. Don't despair, use your head, save your hair. Use Fitch shampoo.
The F.W. Fitch Company, makers of Fitch's Dandruff Remover Shampoo and Ideal Hair Tonic, presents Dick Powell as Private Investigator Richard Rogue in Rogues Gallery.
Rogue speaking. This Saturday night I'm going to spellbind you, Val. Caught me while spending a week and the fee from my last case in zestful living at a summer hotel, which was so swanky that the help hardly spoke to the guests. For $25 a day, I had one of the 50 bungalows on the hotel grounds. For $30, I could have had one with a window. Well, anyway, there was a girl up there. Isn't there always? She was named Janice Cole, a sort of a social secretary to the hotel. She was about 28. Her eyes were so big and blue they made you think of mountain lakes, and her hair was as black as a jealous rage. She had a figure that made you think you'd seen her before in a swimsuit. Oh, she was real quality. Much to my high blood pressure, she was engaged to a society playboy with $1 for every suntan in Florida, and his name was Clint Hayes. There was dancing going on in the ballroom of the hotel, and Janice was dancing with Clint. But she was watching me. I thought I saw fear in her eyes. They finished their dance right in front of me. Well, I certainly enjoyed that exhibition, Clint.
Glad you liked it, Rogue. Dancing with Janice is a wonderful way to spend an evening.
I believe that. Well, how about the next one, Janice?
Oh, I can't, Richard. I don't feel very well.
Oh, really, darling?
Yes, I think I'll go to my cabin, Clint. I have a terrible headache.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, dear. Is there anything I can get for you?
I've got some aspirin.
Oh, no. I think I'll just lie down for a while. I'll be back as soon as I feel a little more like enjoying the party.
After Janice Cole left, I ducked Clint and mingled with the crowd, fencing in and out of polite conversation and keeping up a gay front to cover the worry which was stampeding around in my mind. I couldn't forget the lost look in the eyes of Janice Cole, a look that was so full of fear and hopelessness that it haunted me. I decided, after sweating out 30 minutes of wondering why she was so frightened, to drop by her bungalow and have a fatherly chat with her. I casually worked my way along a chain of conversations to the open door and faded unobtrusively out into the night. There was a light in Janice's bungalow. I walked rapidly toward it. The door was ajar. When I knocked on it, it swung open. And I saw Janice lying there, a red pool expanding on the Navajo rug under her head. I took a few steps into the room. Oh! I was on the inside of a giant bell, clinging to the clapper with the strength of desperation. It swung through eternity like a giant pendulum, and at the end of every arc, the universe was shattered by the sound of the tolling. I couldn't stand the noise. I let go on the tremendous upsweep and was catapulted through space at a terrifying, breathless speed. The ringing of the bell grew fainter and fainter. And then, there was quiet. I drifted peacefully for a while and landed as gently as a snowflake on a sparrow's wing. And I rested on cloud 8 in the blackness of complete oblivion.
Hey, Chiefy! Chiefy! You better come out of it!
Oh, go away, Igor.
No, I'm sorry, Rogie, but you've got to get back on the ball or you're going to find yourself behind it. Come on now. Come on.
Igor, go away. I'm not well. I've been hurt.
There are things going on that you ought to know
about, Rogie?
I don't care. I'm on my vacation.
You're in trouble, Rogie. Bad trouble. Remember that dead girl?
Yeah, I remember.
Well, what are you going to do about it? Let him get away with it?
Oh, I don't want to talk about it. Let me alone.
Well, I guess you've been hit on the head once too often, Rogie. Lost your nerve, huh?
What do you mean, midget?
No fight left in you. Too bad.
I've got plenty of fight left in me. What's going on down there?
Well, you better go down and see, Rogie. Come on. I'll help you over the side.
Okay. Come on, give me a push, Igor. Oh, you're a fine alter ego, and I'm proud of you.
I try to take care of you, Chiefy. Over you go, Rogie. Over you go.
I dreaded opening my eyes because I remembered that dead girl lying there. But I opened them at last. And what I didn't see made me think I'd lost my mind. Where the body had lain, staining the Navajo rug, there was a Navajo rug, but no stain and no body. I wobbled to my feet. My knees were made of soup. I grabbed the bed for support and threw my massive intellect into high. There were strange things happening here, and they were happening to me. I decided to stay mum and get back to the dance to see what I could discover from the behavior of the inmates. I took out my pocket comb, dressed my hair around the bump on my head so I wouldn't look like I had two, wiped the bed and the doorknob clean of my fingerprints, and looking much better than I felt, rejoined the party. Clint was talking with Nancy Bowman, another luscious lady on the hotel social staff.
Hello, Rogue. We've been looking for you.
Oh, hi, Clint. Hello, Nancy.
Hello, Richard. Where have you been?
We're getting a little fresh air. How about this dance, Nancy?
Can't. I promised Clint.
Oh, go ahead. I'll be noble. Janice should be coming back soon anyhow.
Well, all right then. You're on, Mr. Rogue.
Oh, for you, my dear, both of them. See you later, Clint.
Bye.
You know, Nancy, that Clint's a lucky man getting a girl like Janice. She's what the boys in the back room call a dish.
I suppose Janice isn't lucky getting a man with $1 million.
Not my type. Now, I don't have the million, but I
Well,
have
then let's just dance.
Oh.
Now that Janice has her millionaire, I'm out to get mine.
You girls old friends?
Oh, I've worked up here with her summers for a couple of years. She's a grand girl. Everybody loves her.
She's engaged to this creep with the millions?
Yes, they're going to be married in 2 weeks. Don't you ever read the newspapers?
Oh, guess it wasn't on the sport page.
Probably not. Though the way Janice stopped him, it could have been.
Kitty, 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 kitty.
May I cut in?
Hi, Frank. That's up to you, Richard.
Well, I never give up beautiful ladies to strangers.
You don't know Frank, the ladies' home companion?
That can be taken care of. Introduce me, Nancy.
Mr. Rogue, this is Frank Pitts, friend of Janice.
Oh, glad to know you, Mr. Pitts.
Thank you, Mr. Rogue. Where is Janice anyway? She promised me some Roombas tonight.
Well, she wasn't feeling very well. She went to her bungalow to get a little rest. You insist on cutting in?
Unless you have some very fine arguments against it.
Well, I guess I haven't. Nancy, I hope I'll see you later.
You will. This is a temporary thing, Richard.
So, what happened to your dance, Rogue?
A man cut in on me.
Oh, that's Frank Pitts. He doesn't belong here, Rogue. He's all shoulders and no money.
I understand that he and Janice are old friends.
That's right. Frank Pitts has been in love with Janice for years. They're from the same town back east.
No kidding. Oh, well, he was in love with her, too, huh?
Desperately. But I don't feel sorry for him. He's not good enough for a girl like Janice.
No, Clint, a girl's entitled to old friends. You seem to be the jealous type. No, I used to be a little like that about Betty Callahan.
I'm not jealous, Rogue. Just hate to see a girl like Janice making a fool of herself over a no-good like that Pitts. Ever since he arrived today, she's been moody and dejected.
Oh, that's the way it is. Oh, that's the way it is, huh? You and Janice had a spat over the old flame.
We did not. You're being most impolite, Mr. Rogue. Janice and I happen to be in love.
Yes?
There's a man outside who would like to talk with you for a minute.
Why?
It's most important, Mr. Rogue. Please come with me.
Okay, excuse me, Clint. Well, you look a little upset. What's the matter?
Oh, it's horrible. Horrible.
May I ask what you're talking about?
No, I can't tell you, Mr. Rogue. But in all my years in hotel management, this is the most terrible thing that's ever happened to me. Here he is, Mr. Mills. Mr. Mills is our district attorney, Mr. Rogue.
Oh, well, I'm glad to know you, Mr. Mills. What can I do for you?
You're Richard Rogue, the private investigator from Los Angeles?
That's right. Why?
Well, I'd like to talk with you, Miss Rogue, about a murder.
Oh, yes. Why, sure, Mr. Mills. Always glad to lend my talents to law enforcement.
That's nice of you, Mr. Rogue, because you can help a lot on this case. Why did you murder Janice Cole?
We'll return to our story in just a moment. First, dandruff on the shoulders and coat collar of a well-groomed person is as out of place as snow in July. That's why so many persons who want to have a smart, well-groomed appearance use Fitch's Dandruff Remover Shampoo regularly. For Fitch shampoo has a special solvent action that dissolves unsightly dandruff. When you apply Fitch's to your hair and scalp before adding water, this solvent action goes to work. So it's important to remember not to wet your hair before the shampoo is applied. After massaging your scalp briskly for a few minutes, then apply water. An abundance of cleansing lather will form to carry away the dissolved dandruff. Then the lather rinses out easily and completely, leaves the hair immaculately clean without a trace of dandruff. Yes, Fitch's Dandruff Remover Shampoo is a real aid to good grooming. Use it regularly. You can buy an economical bottle of Fitch's Dandruff Remover Shampoo at your drug or toilet goods counter, or have a professional application at your beauty or barber shop. Now, back to Dick Powell as Private Investigator Richard Rogue in Rogue's Gallery.
My guilty conscience was calling me names and giving me bad advice as I strolled out of the ballroom with the DA. He had accused me of murder. I knew who was murdered. I'd seen her in her bungalow, dead. Janice Cole. The DA was as quiet as a grave during that walk and not a bit more cheerful. I made a couple of abortive attempts at conversation, but I might as well have been talking to a totem pole. I couldn't understand why he was heading for my bungalow until he opened the door, and I saw Janice lying there on that blood-stained Navajo rug, just as I had seen her a half hour before in her own bungalow. I tried to say something, but the words couldn't get by the lump in my throat. I just stood there, my mouth hanging open, and my stomach frozen in a hangman's knot. I could feel the DA's eyes boring into the back of my head.
Well, Rogue, why'd you do it?
Well, I didn't kill her.
How do you explain the fact that she was killed here in your cabin?
She wasn't.
Now, look, Rogue, you better organize yourself, huh? You're supposed to be a smart investigator. Give me a gun.
I haven't got it on me. It's in that drawer there.
Yeah, we found that one. This girl was shot to death with a .25 automatic.
Any prints on it?
We're going to take yours for comparison.
Am I under suspicion for this murder?
At the moment, that's all you're under. I fondly hope you'll be under arrest for it the next half hour.
Oh. You know, Mills, in a homicide, you usually have to have a motive. Hey, what's that? Why are you waving those newspaper clippings in my face? What are they?
The motive. You were blackmailing Miss Cole, Rogue. We found these clippings in your briefcase.
What do you mean I was blackmailing her? I didn't even know her.
Now, look, Rogue, you're smarter than that. Here's a whole envelope full of clippings covering Miss Cole's trial for the murder of her first husband back in Passaic, New Jersey. Her name was Jane Sherman then, and she was released for lack of evidence. Remember the trial?
Of course I do. Poisoning. But what's that?
So you found out that this Jane Sherman, now known as Janice Cole, was all set to marry $1 million. And you've been blackmailing her.
Oh, I don't know anything about it, I tell you. I don't know how those clippings got into my briefcase. It must have been planted there when I was knocked out in Janice's bungalow.
It's a switch, Rogue. You were knocked out in her bungalow, eh? When?
Look, Mills, I know this whole thing's going to sound fantastic, but I want to tell you the whole story. I came up here on my vacation. I never saw Janice Cole or whatever her name was before tonight. Disbelief walked across the DA's face as I unspun the web of circumstances which tied me into this murder. As I listened to my own story, I knew I wouldn't believe it myself if I hadn't been there. I showed him the bump on my noggin. He just nodded. I talked on, and as I talked, I realized that I was acting like every murderer I'd ever questioned. I know my face was red, my eyes were shifting as I browbeat my brain into trying to think of some circumstance which would at least give me the benefit of a reasonable doubt. Finally, I stopped talking, He took my fingerprints, and we went to Janice Cole's bungalow. There I got my first break.
All right, Rogue. Now, where was the body lying when you first saw it?
Right here. Come here. Look here. Look under this rug.
Uh-huh.
And blood on the floor where it seeped through the rug that's now in my bungalow. Do you see it?
Yeah. Blood, all right. Well, Rogue, that's the first thing that's made sense since we got together. I suppose there is an outside chance that somebody's trying to frame you.
Enough of a chance so a conviction would be hard to get, Mr. D.A. Look, you know me. I've got a little standing in my profession, a little substance. Give me 24 hours to get this thing hung around the right man's neck.
All right. If I don't have you locked up tonight, will you try and have the right man for me in the morning?
I'll have him. Now, tell me, who knows about the murder?
Well, the maid who went into your cottage to turn your bed down for the night, and the manager. Well, I've told them both to keep quiet until I give them the go-ahead to talk.
Then none of the guests know about it yet, except the killer.
That's right. As far as I know.
Okay, Mills. Okay, now. You keep it that way until morning, and I'll come up with a guilty man for you. Big talk. I had been framed with loving care, like a sweetheart's picture. The DA shoved off to take care of the grisly details of moving the body from its temporary resting place on my bungalow floor, and I started shaking Janice Cole's bungalow down. There were particles of curved glass on the floor near where the body had been lying. I picked them up carefully and fitted the larger pieces together. They could only have been the crystal of a small, square wristwatch. It might be the clue to the killer. I went back to the main hotel building. The Saturday night party was still going strong. I rejoined the merry throng and looked for Frank. He seemed to me to be the logical suspect. He was from Janice Cole's hometown. He would have known about her trial for murder. I found him talking with Nancy in a corner, and he had on a large, round wristwatch. Nancy's watch was a dainty diamond and ruby affair, small and oblong.
Hello, Rogue. Nancy's been beating the bushes looking for you.
I have not. I just was mildly curious about where you disappeared to. I wanted to get rid of Frank and finish that dance with you.
Wow. This is as good a time as any. May I have the next one?
You may have all the rest of them if you like. Oh, what's the matter, Richard? You have a pensive look.
Well, I was just trying to figure something out.
Oh?
I was supposed to have a dance with you at 9 o'clock. Where were you?
I was here. I got here just at 9. Didn't I, Frank?
Don't try to prove anything by me, baby. I don't know. At 9 o'clock, I was having a drink with Clint Hayes in my bungalow.
Well, there goes your alibi, Nancy. You weren't here.
Alibi? Why would I need an alibi? I was here, you weren't. I looked all over for you.
Oh, now, let's not argue about it. Let's have the next one, huh? I'll be right back.
Okay. No tricks now.
Hi, Clint.
What?
Oh, how come you're sitting this one out?
Oh, hello, Rug.
Well, I'm sorry I startled you.
I was just in a deep fog.
Nancy come back yet?
No.
Nancy, I just changed her name there, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I'm kind of worried about her.
Well, she's subject to headaches like this, poor kid.
Maybe you'd better run over and have a talk with her, huh?
Oh, I hate to bother her when she's feeling bad.
Look, Clint, just to settle a little argument, were you and Frank Pitts having a drink in his bungalow at 9 o'clock?
Oh, yes, matter of fact, we were. How'd you know that?
He just told me. Just a silly little argument.
I wish Janice would hurry back in time for the last dance, at least.
Clint Hayes had on a large, square wristwatch, and he and Frank had unbreakable alibis. Nancy had none. They were my 3 prime suspects, and it looked to me like Nancy was about to be elected. I was sitting there looking for Nancy and carrying on a pointless discussion on headaches, their cause and cure, with Clint, when Nancy came running over.
Come on, Clint. You too, Richard. We're all going down to the pool for a moonlight dip.
And I don't think I want to, Nancy.
Oh, come on. Just because Janice is feeling rocky tonight is no reason for you to be grumpy. Come on, Richard. Get your swim trunks and give the girls a treat.
Huh? All right. I'm in. Come on, Clint. A little dip or do you got it?
No, I don't think
come on, Clint.
Oh, might as well, Clint. Sounds like a good idea, doesn't it?
Well, Nancy, we got it all organized?
Yes, Richard and Clint are crazy about the idea, aren't you?
Oh, okay. I'll join you for a while.
Nice man, Clint. Hurry up now. See you at the pool.
We'll continue our story in just a moment. First, a word to the ladies. Are you planning to have a new permanent to help you achieve that cool, crisp look this summer? If you are, here's a good point to remember. Shampooing with Fitch's Dandruff Remover Shampoo will put your hair into grand condition for that cold wave or permanent. That's because Fitch's Dandruff Remover Shampoo is such a thorough cleansing agent. It gets the hair immaculately clean and dandruff-free. Then, since it's completely soluble in water, it rinses out easily, leaving no dull, soapy film. Your hair is left radiant with no dirt, dandruff, or soapy film clinging to the hair strands to obstruct the work of the waving solution. Yes, permanent wave equipment manufacturers, such as the Realistic Permanent Wave Machine Company, E. Frederick Incorporated, and Duart Manufacturing Company, all agree that really clean hair is the first requisite to a successful permanent wave. For a soft, natural-looking wave, prepare your hair first with Fitch, F-I-T-C-H, Fitch's Dandruff Remover Shampoo. Then use Fitch's regularly to keep your wave looking lovely. Now back to Dick Powell as Private Investigator Richard Rogue in Rogue's Gallery.
My performance in the pool that night made Nero's fiddle solo in the light of a burning Rome seem like the height of propriety. Here was Richard, the fall guy rogue, swimming and laughing with Frank, Clint, and Nancy, a bunch of murder suspects. A matter of hours before the law put a pair of stylishly plain bracelets on me and claimed me for its own if I hadn't solved the murder of Janice Cole. But there was method in my madness. That swim gave me the information I wanted. In fact, it gave me the murderer. I left before the swimming party broke up and went to one of the guest bungalows. An open window made the job of getting in as easy as falling in love. I found what I was looking for in a chest of drawers. Then I sat down and waited for my victim to come in and turn on the lights.
Rogue, what are you doing here?
Waiting to talk with you about a murder, Clint. Shut the door. Come in and sit down, Clint. I want to know all about what happened to Janice.
Janice? Something's happened to Janice?
Yes, Janice, and don't act so innocent. What do you know about her murder?
I didn't kill her. What makes you think I killed her?
I didn't say you killed her, but I'm sure you know something about it. You know, you shouldn't get involved in murder, Clint. It's too complicated.
You're just talking, Rogue. You killed her. You were blackmailing her and you killed her.
Now, Clint. You weren't supposed to know anything about that. In fact, you couldn't have known anything about it unless you were the guy who framed me so nicely. I'm a little mad at you for that, you know. I'm going to get a confession of that murder out of you some way or other. Now, do you feel like talking, or do I have to beat it out of you?
What makes you think I did it, Rogue?
Take off your wristwatch. Now, look at your wrist.
What?
You see that small square of white skin where you used to wear your small square wristwatch? That was the giveaway, Clint. You see this watch here, the one I found hidden under the shirts in that chest of drawers there? The crystal's broken, Clint. That was broken in the struggle with Janice tonight just before you shot her. The broken glass was found on the floor of the cabin right where the body was before you moved it to mine. Now, do you feel any more like talking, Clint? Why did you kill her?
I didn't kill her.
I got until morning for you to start talking, and I've got more socks in a 10-story laundry. Now, let me know when you want to start singing. You know what happened in that room, and you're going to tell me.
I didn't kill her. I swear. I didn't, Rogue. I was there. Sure, I was there, but
If you didn't kill her, who did?
I can't tell you.
Come on, Clint. You're not smart enough to work out that frame on me. Who was in this with you?
I wouldn't answer that if I were you, Clint. Drop the gun, Rogue.
Hello, Frank. Well, you're mixed up in this, too, huh? Well, maybe we can arrange a double execution.
I didn't tell him anything, Frank. I didn't tell him a thing.
I know it. I was listening. Sit down, Rogue.
Sure. Glad to. You were the brains of this deal, weren't you, Frank?
It's pretty obvious that quivering mess over there wasn't, isn't it? It's a good thing I was keeping my eye on him tonight. You see, Rogue, when he opened the door and turned on the lights, I saw you sitting there, and that's why I came in the back way. I was afraid that Clint would talk too much.
You think of everything, don't you?
I try.
What are we going to do now, Frank? This Rogue, he knows I was there when Janice was murdered.
Knows you were there? Well, you might just as well know that you shot her then, huh? You did, you know.
Well, it was an accident.
Was it? I'll decide that.
Aren't you forgetting me, fellas?
Oh, no. No, we're not forgetting you, Mr. Rogue. It really doesn't make any difference who killed Janice as long as you disappear with all the evidence pointing to the fact that you did the job.
No, Frank. I don't want any more killing.
Shut up. I'm handling this affair.
What?
I'm going to keep you out of the gas chamber, Clint, if you'll just shut up and do as I tell you. Take Rogue's necktie off and tie his hands. We're going to knock him off and throw him over a canyon where he'll never be found.
Oh, you are? Well, I might as well take a crack at it. Give me that gun.
Grab him, Clint. Grab him.
Well, hey, well, thanks, Clint. You were very handy with that chair. How come you hit him?
I couldn't let him kill you. I just couldn't.
All right. Take his necktie off and tie his hands with it. We're going to take him for a ride down to see the district attorney.
I killed her, Rogue. I killed Janice, but it was an accident. I swear it was an accident.
Well, you'll have a dandy chance to explain that to a jury, Clint. But now, come here. I've got something for you.
Oh!
That's for helping to frame me. Oh, brother, is that DA going to love me? Well, that was the end of the case. Frank had been blackmailing Janice Cole ever since her engagement to wealthy playboy Clint Hayes was announced. And that night, when Frank went to Janice's cabin, Clint followed him. When Clint arrived on the scene, jealousy took over. Frank drew a gun, and Clint jumped him. In the struggle which followed, Janice was shot while the gun was in Clint's hand. Helpful Frank, accused, scared Clint of the murder and talked him into framing me. Frank saw lovely visions of many happy years of blackmailing a millionaire. That broken watch crystal was the only thing that kept the frame from working. So I get my brains beat out. I put the arm on a killer and blackmailer. My vacation is broken up like a drop light bulb, and I didn't make a dime. Oh, well. Let's face it, if I hadn't been so clever, I'd be doing a life sentence instead of Clint and Frank. I would like that. No. I've heard that stone walls do not a prison make, nor iron bars a cage. But it's hard to illustrate the truth of that old saw to a guy who's behind the former, looking through the latter. You know what I mean? This is Dick Mushmouth Powell again, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed our story tonight. Ray Buffum wrote it. Leith Stevens composed and conducted the music, and Dee Engelbach produced and directed. Be with us again next Sunday, will you? We have a story for you about a doctor, a dentist, and a miserly old lady who comes up dead. We call it, Where There's a Will, There's a Murder. Thanks for listening, and now here's James with a hair Doyle.
Listen again next week at this same time to hear Dick Powell as Private Investigator Richard Rogue in Rogue's Gallery. And by the way, Dick will soon be seen in his newest Columbia picture, Johnny O'Clock.
Laugh a while, let a song be your style. Use Fitch shampoo. Don't despair, use your head, save your hair. Use Fitch shampoo.
After and between Fitch shampoos, you can keep your hair shining and manageable by using a few drops of Fitch's Ideal Hair Tonic every day. Fitch's Ideal Hair Tonic is not sticky or greasy, yet it gives your hair that well-groomed look.
Dick Powell, Rogue's Gallery. 79 years ago, July 7th, 1946, on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Visit our webpage at classicradio.stream to support the podcast. Now we're going to pick up the phone and call Candy Matson at Yukon 28209.
What are your dreams for 10 years from now? Perhaps you'd like to travel abroad. In 10 years, comfortable tourist accommodations will certainly be available. This also applies if your travel plans are along the lines of see America first. If you're wondering how you can be sure of having the money at that time, buy savings bonds. Perhaps you haven't been considering travel. Well, if you've been counting on future leisure time or a college education for your children, a farm or business of your own, a retirement income or a home of your own, the solution is still the same. Buy savings bonds. Purchase them the easy, automatic way, where you work through the payroll savings plan, where you bank through the bond-a-month plan. Savings bonds are profitable. For every $3 invested today, you'll receive $4 when your bonds mature. So buy United States savings bonds through the payroll savings plan or bond-a-month plan. And remember, automatic saving is sure saving.
Now a West Coast show from NBC, Candy Matson, Yukon 28209. Natalie Masters stars in the show that her husband wrote. This was originally broadcast 76 years ago, July 7th, 1949, and the story of the cable car case.
Do you have a little unsolved murder in your home? Got some blackmail you want to unload? Are you the victim of some vulgar extortionist? I know a girl you should meet. She may not be the greatest private eye in the world, so what if it does cost you $300 or $400? She sure is sweet. She's Candy Matson. Like to meet her?
Hello.
Candy Matson?
Well, I wasn't sure when I looked in the mirror this morning.
Had a rough night, eh?
Oh, there have been rougher ones. Look, voice, before you get caught with my receiver down, who are you and what do you want?
As to who I am, you'll find out very shortly. What I want is you.
How romantic, and over the phone yet.
Let me finish. What I want is you to lay off that cable car business.
Oh, that? Well, I'm afraid I can't. You see, I was sitting beside him when they discovered his transfer had been punched sort of permanently. That's how things happen with me. I get into the craziest routines. You see, I used to be a model. I've been told I have the proper displacement for such a career. But I found there wasn't enough money in it. A girl has to maintain a nice apartment on Telegraph Hill, keep enough clothes to highlight the displacement I mentioned, and also eat, doesn't she? Sure. So I turned private eye. You meet a better class of people, mostly named Rigger or Mortis. Now take this cable car deal. It's positively fantastic. But after all, this is radio, isn't it? Like to hear how the whole thing happened? Leave us trip along to Act 1. I wanted to get downtown that morning, but I couldn't take the F car on Stockton. They were ripping up about 87th Street, which is par for the course. So I walked down Telegraph Hill and up to Mason. That's where the Bay and Powell cable car stopped.
All aboard! Come on, Lana, show that shapely ankle. We gotta make the Fairmont by Whitsuntide.
The car was loaded, and so was the character next to me. I tried to budge into the seat between him and the Fisherman's Wharf dowager, but I couldn't quite make it. I'd forgotten my shoehorn. Say, pardon me, but would you mind reading your Wall Street Journal over that-a-way a bit? I'd like to sit in here.
Oh, if you insist.
A knight of old. He budged his hips a quarter of an inch, and I slipped in, ready for my rocket ride over the hill and down into town. The trip, as usual, was uneventful. 3 smashed fenders and several choice words I'd never heard before, but I wrote them down. By the time our prairie schooner reached the turntable at Market Street, the crowd on the car had thinned out. But Buster was still beside me, his head buried in common and preferred.
Market Street.
I started to get down.
Hey, lady, take your boyfriend with you. We're heading back up the hill.
Boyfriend? All Sue. He looks like the advance man for Lewis and Clark.
How do you like that? He fell asleep over his stocks and bonds.
I looked again. Hipsy wasn't asleep. Hipsy was stone cold dead on Market. What a twist. I, who always went on the prowl for a whodunit, get one literally tossed into my lap. He just hadn't gone out of this world serene-like. Oh, no. There was a steady slurp of blood trickling down his vest just north by northeast of the equator. After a half-hour wait full of questioning by homicide legmen, I knew my morning shopping tour was rained out. And after all, I was only going to buy an emerald clip to match the glint in my eye. Well, that would have to wait. I knew the next step. I grabbed a cab home. I wasn't long in waiting. Right on cue. And if it was the right cue, it would be Lieutenant Ray Mallard from headquarters, daintily pressing his cuticles against my apartment buzzer. I was right.
What?
I've been expecting you. Come on in, Mallard.
You've been expecting me. Why, Candy?
Naive little rover boy, you. Have a drink?
No, I'm not in the mood. Just make it a double.
Sit down, Mallard. Let's be civilized. Take off your hat.
It is off.
Oh?
Candy, for once I'm puzzled.
You're just saying that.
Yeah, because it's true. I've checked and rechecked. No matter how many loose ends I tie together, I still get no connection between you and Dwight Ellsworth.
Dwight who'sworth?
Ellsworth, your extremely limp traveling companion on the cable this morning?
Mallard, I can give you an angle on that.
Yeah?
Yeah. The angle being that I didn't know him from Adam.
Level?
Straight. Oh, look, honeypot, this mediocre dialogue is getting us nowhere. What did you haul your size 11s in here for?
Oh, frankly, I don't know. Here, fill it up, will you?
Well, you're not just going around in circles, Mallard. You're going around in doubles.
Yeah. Like I've said before, Candy, you've got a pretty view from here.
Oh? Wait till I turn around.
I mean from your window. Look at that ship down there, just docking.
Where?
Down there. There's romance for you. Probably just in from the Far East.
Here's your drink.
Oh, thanks.
You know, it is sort of romantic. Don't you think it'd be fun to jump on a tramp like that and whisk off to the South Seas? On a honeymoon?
No.
That's what I thought. South Seas. Mallard.
Don't call me Mallard.
Why not? We're just playing for ducks, aren't we?
Oh, very crisp. Playing for ducks. No, Candy, we aren't. Not in this case. We've got a dead man in our hands. Rudy Toot shot right through the heart. And you were sitting next to him.
Sure. Go on now, get out of here.
What?
You heard me. Lift your hindquarters and get back to headquarters.
Candy, I don't like that look. You've got something on your mind.
Yeah, but you wouldn't recognize it if I told you about it.
One word of warning. Don't dabble. You're in deep enough. Got it?
Got it. Here's your hat. Grab it. So long, Mallard. See you around a jailhouse sometime. Fie-fo-fum. 'Twas then I smelled a big fat fee. That great, big, kind of attractive Mallard. He missed the boat. Oh, he saw it, but he missed it. It was that ship he saw docking. That was the first time I came out of the dark since my Tunerville ride down the hill in the morning. I needed help, so I called an old friend of mine, if you can call that help. Rembrandt Watson was his name. He was a photographer and other things. He spent most of his life in the darkroom dabbling with bottles. His negatives and prints were sharp. His thought processes, not quite. But he'd given me assistance in the past, so I called him.
Rembrandt Watson speaking. Photography, portraits, and camera work.
Yes, Rembrandt, I know.
Also available for gardening, janitorial service, and babysitting.
Rembrandt, it's Candy.
Especially if they're over 21. Who? Candy?
Now you're tuned in.
How dare you, baggage. I was experimenting with a new type of formula.
90 proof for 100.
100. And Candy, it works beautifully. There's a delightful little pixie in a pink ballet skirt in my living room.
Well, leave her there and get over here immediately to my place. Take a cab. I'll pay for it.
I'd much rather have a handsome carriage with a brace of chestnuts.
You've got 'em in your head. Now just do as I say and get over here. Float in, Rembrandt.
Godfrey, where's the man to take me cloak, gloves, and topper?
You're wearing a sport coat and slacks, and you know I have no man.
And therein lies your basic trouble, my dear. You have no man.
Now, Rembrandt.
Every man should have a woman. Every woman should have a man. It's the incontrovertible law of the universe. Candy, you should have a man.
You?
Sure. I'm no longer a man. I'm a sprite transcending the world.
Well, stop transcending a moment and come down to earth. We've got a job to do.
How poetic. How idyllic. We've got a job to do. For money?
Eventually.
Oh, one of those. Very well, my dear. Bring me up to date.
Well, I don't really know if I can or not.
Good. And I shall leave and return to me formula.
Oh, no. What I mean is, the whole story's so fantastic you'd never believe it.
I might. Try me, Candy.
Well, I get on a cable car and sit next to a character reading the Wall Street Journal.
A strange coupling. A cable car and the Wall Street Journal.
Yeah. And when we get to the end of the line, my friend next to me is dead.
Probably the ride down the hill frightened him to death.
He looked like a used punch board. He had a neat little bullet hole through his heart.
Candy, my little ballerina friend in the pink skirt is more believable than what you just told me.
I told you it was fantastic, but none of how it happened. Now, sooner or later, Mallard is going to come out of his fog. And when he does, I'm going to be out of a fee.
A fee that so far doesn't exist, my pretty.
It will, if my hunch is right. Now, here's what I want you to do. Go down to the Chronicle and get all the back files you can on Southern Islands Steamship Company.
The Chronicle? A pleasure. I have a few questionable companions there who indulge in formulas.
Stay away from those companions and just do as I ask.
Very well, my dove. I go, but entirely against my will. And where will you be?
Around town, Rembrandt. I've got to do some legwork.
Let me assure you, Candy, you have just the right equipment for it, too.
What a joint. I'll bet they mount slit gullets on the walls instead of deer heads. Well, come on, Candy. Get your tools out and screw up your courage.
Yeah, miss, what'll it be?
Nothing right at the moment except information.
Information, water, both free. What do you want to know?
Well, I'm looking for the purser off the Dwight Sonia. I hear he does his shore duty in here.
That's right. Name Campbell. That head on the table over there belongs to him.
Thanks. Hello, sailor. Hey, Campbell. Wake up.
Leave me alone.
Come on, snap out of it.
Who are you? What do you want?
My name is Candy Matson. I want to ask a question.
I'm only drinking. Go away.
Not until I find out what I want to know. Dwight Ellsworth was murdered this morning.
What?
I thought that would bring you to.
Huh? Well, that's the nicest news I've heard since VJ Day. What do you want to know?
Where does his brother live?
That stooge. He's got about as much spine as a water eel.
Never mind. I want to find him. He seems to keep his whereabouts as secret as an atomic stockpile.
The whole family ought to be knocked off. He lives out in Seacliff, 25 Dashel Road.
Good. Bartender, buy my friend a little reward. And one for yourself, too. Well, so far, so good. Oh, how did I know about Campbell, the purser? Well, you see, I have quite a few friends, most of whom my pal Mallard doesn't approve. So I grabbed a cab and navigated the driver out toward Seacliff. It was so foggy I couldn't see the meter. But I paid him anyway, gave him a neutral tip, and dismissed him. There it was, 25 Dashel Road. An austere-looking cabana. One that dared you to ring the front doorbell. I dared. I had the awful feeling I should have been around at the side door delivering hand laundry.
Good evening.
Except for the fog, yes. Is Mr. Ellsworth in?
Yes, he is. But I'm afraid I must ask you to leave. There's been a death in the family.
I know. That's why I'm here.
Come in, please.
Thank you.
Walk this way, please.
Oh, I'm afraid I couldn't, even if I lived to be 100.
Mind your tongue, young lady. You're in the house of an Ellsworth.
Oh, hoity-toity. The old babe had delusions of grandeur. Well, no need to get uppity with me. I've mingled with royalty. I once played a bit part in a Rita Hayworth picture. But this old gal was really something. She couldn't have been more than 45, yet looked like something out of the barracks of Wimpole Street. She ushered me into a large-ceilinged living room, and there on the divan was my boy, his head lowered into his hands and quite obviously touched. Quite obviously.
Roger, this young lady is here to see you. I don't believe you mentioned your name.
Candy Matson.
Matson? You in shipping, too?
Of a sort.
Oh, this is my wife, Miss Matson. You'll pardon me if I don't seem hospitable, but my brother was murdered this morning.
I know. I was sitting next to him when it happened.
You were?
Don't talk to her, Roger. I don't trust her. This whole thing is a threat of some kind.
No, it's not a threat. It's a business proposition. I'll come right to the point. You see, I'm a private detective.
Oh, one of those persons.
Put your nose back down, Mrs. Ellsworth. I want to get the show on the road. Yes, I'm a private detective, and I'm in a spot, too. The police think I'm connected with the case in some way, so I'm here for a double purpose.
I'm listening, Miss Matson.
Roger, I forbid you to speak with this woman.
Too late, Mrs. Ellsworth. Now, this is it. I'm in this business to make money. Give me a check now for $300 and I'll find out who killed your brother. And I'll also clear myself.
Roger, I'm warning you.
Naturally, you want to see the killer of your brother brought to justice, don't you, Mr. Ellsworth? Don't you?
Yes. Here, I'll make a check out right now.
Thanks. Just make it out to Candy Matson. Payable today. The lovely collection of guns you have, Mr. Ellsworth. You hunt much?
Oh, yes. My wife and I are quite fond of shooting. She's an excellent shot. There you are.
Thank you. I'll be in touch with you sometime tomorrow. Mr. Reed didn't say a word. She just stood there against the fireplace and shot sparks through me. After I waved the check in the air a few times to dry the ink, she showed me to the door.
Very clever, aren't you? Taking advantage of a weak-willed man.
I wonder who made him that way.
Don't cash that check. I mean it. Don't cash that check.
Mrs. Ellsworth, $300. I need the money, badly. I need some new rolls for my player piano. I buzzed back downtown. I wanted to cash that check in a hurry. I knew of only one person who would give me the crisp green at that hour of the night. Uncle Charlie, the honest miller who ran the chase room. Uncle Charlie, in the strict sense of the word, was the gentleman. So with a tender little pat on my cheek, he cashed the check and I went up Telegraph Hill and home. All of a sudden, my eyes did a couple of inverted loops. Oh, my lights were on. Who's in here? All right, speak up.
Oh, Candy, the light of my life. Come join our party.
Oh, Rembrandt, you gave me a scare.
You don't scare easy either, Candy. Got something on your mind?
And Mallard. Well, how ducky, a midnight soiree. What goes on here?
Well, that chicken you had in the icebox is delicious.
Was delicious. Looks like you've done everything but eat the bone.
Your vintage is superb, too, Candy. Have a little formula?
No, come on, what gives?
That's my line, Candy. What gives? You're in on something, and I want to know about it.
Oh, Mallard, believe me, it's nothing. I'm just trying to parlay a couple of hunches.
Tall hunches. Look at all those clippings on the South Sea Island Steamship Company. What are they for?
I meant to tell you, Candy, I had remarkable success down at the Chronicle. There's everything you want on that steamship line.
Oh, Rembrandt, did you have to tell the whole world?
Candy, you chide me unnecessarily. I merely had the clippings on the table when Hawkshaw here walks in on me.
Okay, Candy, take it from there.
I can't tell you yet, Mallard. Nothing makes sense yet. I've got about 4 loose ends that need tying off.
If I'd only put 2 men to following you, I'd save myself a lot of grief.
2 days, that's all, Mallard. Just give me 2 days. I think I'll have it for you.
Right. But don't forget, the boys down at Kearney Street headquarters don't love you the way I do. 2 days. No more or less. I gotta go. Thanks for the fowl, chicken.
Very gay. Here, Rembrandt, here's $50 for you.
50? My word. What's all this talk about a recession?
Go on and take it. Go someplace and stabilize the economy. I whipped through the old newspaper clipping. It was all there. Fire at sea on Ellsworth's ship. 2 seamen lost off Ellsworth's ship near Honolulu. South Sea Island Line ship loses rudder in storm. On and on it went over a period of 3 years. I threw the papers back on the table. Helped myself to some of Rembrandt's formula. Turned down the lights and went out on the porch. The bay was dark except for an occasional path of light from a passing freighter. I sat down to think and think. Then, click, click, just like that, 2 little tumblers and my mind fell into place. Only one thing to do, and that was to do it the hard way. The next morning, just as the ferry building siren was announcing 8 o'clock to downtown San Francisco, I got Rembrandt on the phone.
Candy, what on earth are you calling me for at this hour?
Can't help it. There's work to be done.
I did my work last night so extremely well that I'm just going to bed now.
Sorry, you'll just have to delay your sack time. Meet me at the corner of Mason and Union in 10 minutes, right where the cable car stops.
Now, what are we going to do?
We're going to take a cable car ride.
What? On one of those bouncing, jerky little contraptions? Not the way I feel this morning.
Oh, yes, you are. Union and Mason in 10 minutes. right, Rembrandt. Get on.
This is the silliest thing you've ever done, Candy.
Maybe. We'll see. Dwight Ellsworth was already on the car when I got on here. And alive.
How could you tell?
He mumbled something when I asked him to move over.
Sounds logical. Although I once remember stumbling into a corpse who mumbled for hours after it had been liquidated.
Rembrandt was in one of his rambling moods, so I let him alone. The car pulled over Mason Street, down Washington, and then swung on to Powell and up the hill. Now I watched the buildings and apartments carefully. There was a little red brick building, now a big apartment house, a woman's residence club, and so on. Then over the hill, more apartments, and the possibilities petered out a bush. Well, only one thing to do. Canvass all those blocks between Washington and Bush. Okay, Rembrandt. Off the car.
Strangest corpse I ever did see. What'd you say, Candy?
Off the car. Come on.
Now what? I just want to get to bed.
Well, not for a long time, Boy Blue. Now, here's the pitch. You take this building, and I'll take the next. We'll alternate as we go along. Ask if a tall woman with a horsey face and dressed something like Queen Victoria ever lived around here.
Oh, Candy.
I know it sounds wild, but it's got to be done.
A horse with a tall face and dressed something like...
Oh, Rembrandt, look at me. Get that smoke out of your brain. A tall woman with a horsey face and dressed something like Queen Victoria. You got it?
Got it.
Okay, get going. It was slow and tiresome. And the answers I got.
A tall gal dressed like Queen Victoria. Oh, sister!
That was about par.
No, nobody like that ever lived here.
Are you positive?
A dame who fits that description? Yeah, I'm positive.
The morning wore on, and so did we. We were over on the other side of California Street now, so we stopped and had a bite to eat. I had pickles with mine, and Rembrandt had olives on toothpicks in a glass. And again, we picked up the hunt. My heart was suddenly making with a Roomba. There, just on the other side of Clay, in front of a 3-story red brick house, was a police squad car. There was a little knot of people gathered around. Daintily lifting my crinoline, I did a Mel Patton down the block and up the front steps. I didn't have any trouble finding the room. The door was wide open, and there was a body on the floor. 4 representatives of the law were buzzing back and forth. One of the buzzees was Mallard.
Well, my little ambassador of violence. Why is it you're always around the extremely dead, Candy?
I've got no time to brandy the ad-libs, Mallard. Who is it?
I don't know yet. No identification.
Let me see.
Oh, a pen pal, maybe.
I was right. I knew it.
Knew it? Knew what?
You're right, he was a pen pal. He wrote me a check last night for $300. His name is Roger Ellsworth.
Very interesting. Must be open season on Ellsworth's. Okay, Candy. Time you filled in the blanks. Start.
Wait a minute. I want to look at the window over here. Mallard, there are a couple of younger Ellsworths living around town here. I'm sure you'd like to see them stay healthy.
Yeah?
Get out to 25 Dashiell Road and pick up an old crone also named Ellsworth. 5 will get you 20. She's the one you're after.
All right. But you get back to your place and stay put, understand? I want to have a more illuminating chat with you.
Oh, Mallard, I'm just like putty in your hands. The moon was coming up over Diablo and spraying a path of silver on the bay. Still no Mallard. I wondered what could be wrong. Well, this was it. This was the showdown.
You seen a tall face with a horsey woman?
Oh, Rembrandt.
Candy, I'm so mad at you I could... Oh, what's the use?
Now what's the matter?
What's the matter, she says. I've been roving all over Powell Street ringing doorbells. Where did you go, you traitor?
Oh, Rembrandt, I'm sorry. And in the excitement, I forgot all about you.
What excitement?
There's been another murder.
In a moment, there's going to be another. I'm looking right at you, Candy.
Oh, cool off. Have some formula and stop snorting steam. What was that?
Your window, Candy. It just shattered.
What? Oh, wait a minute. That window didn't shatter by itself. Quick, get the lights, Rembrandt. Now duck down here.
What sort of a silly game are we playing now?
This isn't a game, believe me.
Candy! Candy, are you all right?
Yikes, it's the gumshoe.
Yes, I'm all right. Where are you, Mallard?
Over here, 2 houses over. We've got your girlfriend trapped on the roof next to you. Don't move and stay covered.
Okay.
All right, Mrs. Ellsworth. Are you coming down peacefully, or do we have to play cops and robbers?
I'm not coming down until I get that Candy Matson. She did it. She forced me to kill my own brother-in-law.
Have it your own way. Okay, loosen her up a bit, boys.
Better than the 4th of July.
Keep your head down, Rembrandt.
Oh, is that what was up?
Ready to come down, Mrs. Ellsworth?
No, I'm not. That hateful woman. She's ruined my whole life. All my plans. Just because of her snooping and prying. She's going to die, I tell you.
It was a miracle, Candy. You must have moved slightly just as she shot at you.
Well, it was too close, I can tell you. She's dead?
Oh, decidedly. I think she was dead before she hit the ground. That one shot got her. We went out to her house, and she was just driving off when we got there. We trailed her up to North Beach, lost her for a block, and then spotted her car at the top of the hill here. We arrived just as she was getting on the roof next door. Okay, now you tell me your little dream.
Well, it was that ship docking that set my wheels going around. The name Ellsworth started burning in back somewhere. You saw the clippings we dug up.
Yeah.
The South Sea Island steamship lines were slowly being sabotaged. I did some checking, and I found that the insurance companies weren't going to renew.
Yeah. I don't know why I didn't tie that in sooner.
Oh, it's just that you have too many things on your mind, Mallard, dear. I went out to the place on Dashiell Road, and when I left, I was pretty sure the old girl had knocked off her brother-in-law.
Why?
Well, for several reasons. One, she was a venomous old witch. Two, you've never seen such a collection of guns in all your life. And her husband admitted she was a darn good shot. I also saw one little pot gun that was very interesting. It had a silencer on it.
Uh-huh. That was the one she used on you tonight.
And also the one she used on Dwight Ellsworth from the window of that apartment where you found her husband.
How do you know?
Go back there. You'll see a nice little bullet hole in the curtain with burned powder all around it.
Now, don't tell me that...
Yes, I'm telling you that she rented that place knowing that her brother-in-law always went downtown on a certain cable car. She waited that morning until we were riding by, and she plunked him.
I have now heard everything.
And the reason? Dwight Ellsworth, rather than fighting the insurance companies, had decided to sell his steamship lines. But the old gal thought she'd beat him to the punch by knocking him off. The steamship company would then fall into her husband's hands.
Yeah. What about her husband?
Well, after he gave me the check and I left, they evidently had a fearful row, and she spilled the beans. Somehow she lured him down to that place on Powell and gave him some lead poisoning, too. And that's all there is to it.
Candy, I wish you'd have told me all these things earlier. We might have been able to save the life of Roger Ellsworth.
It wouldn't do any good. Because if she hadn't killed him, I was going to.
What?
Mm-hmm. While I was waiting for you to get here, the phone rang. It was Uncle Charlie, the honest miller. That no-good Roger Ellsworth. His check bounced like a brand-new golf ball. What's so funny, Mallard?
Listen in again to the further adventures of Candy Matson, Girl Sucker.
76 years ago, July 7th, 1949, Candy Matson, Yukon 2, 8209 on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Up next, we'll head to Pine Ridge, Arkansas, and see what's going on with Lum and Abner and the baby.
It is the busy folks, particularly, who should listen to this bit of advice from the American Cancer Society. Regular physical examinations are important in the fight against cancer. Medical science today can cure many cancers if treatment is started soon enough. In other words, to cure cancer, it has to be discovered in its early stages. Regular physical examinations are one of the best ways in the world of detecting the condition in time. Another way is by knowing cancer's 7 danger signals. If you'd like a free list of them, plus a lot of other life-saving information, write today to the American Cancer Society in care of your local postmaster. Providing information to fight cancer is part of the American Cancer Society's job. Other vital parts of its job are to provide research, education, and service to cancer patients. You can help in the fight to beat cancer. This is Cancer Control Month by proclamation of Congress. To help, please send a contribution now to Cancer in care of your local postmaster.
Wrap up this week's show, today's podcast, the Monday podcast, with an episode of Blum and Abner, as this goes back 83 years to June 7th, 1942.
The makers of Alka-Seltzer bring you Blum and Abner. I wonder, folks, do you ever think we're talking to the other fellow when we suggest that no home ever be without a package of Alka-Seltzer tablets? Well, we're not. We're talking to you. We want you to keep a package of Alka-Seltzer tablets in your home because we know there'll be so many times when you'll be mighty thankful for your farsightedness. Yes, Alka-Seltzer can be so helpful so often, and you never know when you'll want the fast relief that Alka-Seltzer offers for headaches, for a sour, upset stomach, a touch of acid indigestion, or twinges of muscular aches and pains. But if you have a package of Alka-Seltzer tablets handy, you can get soothing relief in a hurry. So be wise and be prepared. Get a package of these modern effervescent tablets from your druggist the very next time you're in his store. Many's the time you'll be glad you found out about Alka-Seltzer. Now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, another day has passed and nothing has been learned about the young woman who left her baby in Lum and Abner's care and then disappeared. The old fellows have decided that if she does not return today, they are going to take the baby to the county seat and place him in charge of the police. As we look in on the little community today, it is late in the day and the old fellows are getting ready for their trip to the county seat. Listen.
Well, it's might nigh closing time, Abner. I reckon that woman ain't coming back to get her baby.
No, I reckon not.
Guess we better bundle the little feller up and carry him into the county seat. Let the police figure out what to do about him.
Yeah, I suppose so. Maybe we ought to wait another 5 minutes so long, just in case she does turn up.
Now, Abner, we both agree that if that woman never showed up by closing time, we'd carry the baby into the county seat and turn him over to the police.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, well, I reckon another 5 minutes wouldn't hurt nothing.
No.
Kind of hate to wake him up right now. When it's taking us so long to get him to sleep and all.
Oh, yeah, we oughtn't to wake him up right now. That'd be bad for him, I know it would. Yeah.
I better go back in the feed room and see how he's getting along.
Well, I'll go back, Lum. You sit down and rest now. You've been working awful hard today.
No, I'll go back.
Well, you've been back there might now all day, Lum. It's my turn now.
Well, he's used to me by now, Abner. We don't want to upset him.
I won't upset him. I know more about babies than you do now,
Not
Lum.
so loud, Abner.
Huh?
You don't want to wake him up, do you?
Oh, I won't wake him up. I know how to handle him.
Well, let's not argue about it.
All right.
Why don't you call up Cedric and tell him to bring his car on over here, because we're just about ready to get started now.
Well, are you sure we want to start yet? We want to give that woman plenty of time to get back if she's coming back, Lum.
Well, I don't reckon she is, Abner. She'd be here by now if she's aiming on coming back for her young'un. Better call Cedric. Take him a couple of minutes for him to get over here anyway.
Yeah, all right. What's a ring over at their place?
You know what it is.
Huh?
It's been the same for the last 30 years.
Oh, yeah, well, I thought maybe they'd changed it today or something, I think.
Oh, you stalling around, Abner. We may just as well get this over with. Sort of hate to see the little feller go myself, but don't know what else to do. We can't take care of him.
Elizabeth had just come back while she could look at her and just... hello? Cedric? Well, I reckon you can come over in your car and get us now. Uh-huh. Of course, now, if you got anything else to do and can't make it...
No, Abner, don't tell him that. We better get the baby to the proper authorities.
Yeah, well, all right, Cedric. I reckon that'll have to be all right, then. Goodbye. Huh? Oh, wonderful world. Dad, blame it.
What's the matter?
Why, he says he can come right over.
Well, that's what we want him to do.
Yeah.
There ain't no use fooling ourselves, Abner. We can't keep no baby. In the first place, he don't belong to us.
Well, his mama went off and left him here with us so long.
Yeah, but she'll want him back. Don't worry about that. And if she don't want him back, I bound you there's somebody that does.
Oh, yes, cute as he is.
This whole thing's awful curious to me, Abner. And there ain't no telling what trouble we might be getting ourselves into by keeping that young'un.
Yeah, it does seem sort of peculiar, all right.
Might be a big ring of crooks of some kind. Me and you'd wind up in the penitentiary.
Oh, my goodness.
And even if that didn't happen, me and you ain't no fellers to be bringing up a little tot like him.
Well, I know how to bring 'em up, Lum.
Well, it ain't that so much. I'm a natural-born expert on babies myself, but the point is, me and you just ain't got the time. We got the store here to run. I've got my publishing business to look after.
Yeah.
I ain't printed a single thing since the baby got here.
Yeah, well, he does take a heap of time, all right.
And he's a lot of bother around the store here, too. Look at all the damage he's done just crawling around here today. Knocked over them cans of sorghum molasses and spilled them all over the floor and tipped over a box of soda crackers and he got them in the molasses.
Yeah, well, of course, he never meant to do that, though.
Well, no, naturally never, but he done it just the same.
Yeah.
And then he gets to crying, and we can't hardly hear what anybody's saying on the telephone or nothing.
Oh, well, he's a bother, all right, yeah.
And when we ain't trying to study up some way to get him to stop crying, we're trying to figure out what's best to feed him.
Yeah, he's a problem, yeah.
And he's liable to get into that ant poison or something like that.
Oh, my goodness.
And then he'd get sick, and we wouldn't know what to do for him. Be our fault, too, for letting him crawl around the store.
Yeah, well, it just ain't no sense in taking on more trouble for ourselves. And for him, I reckon.
And when folks comes in here, they want to stand there and play with the baby, and they get so interested in him, they forget to buy any groceries.
Yeah, well, he's going to run our business. We ain't careful. That's just about what he'll do, yeah.
No, Abner, there just ain't no two ways about it. We got to get shut of him. And the quicker we do it, the better off we'll be. When we get attached to him.
Well, I reckon you're right, Mom. I guess that's a thing to do, all right. Just get shut of him. I hate to think about it, but I guess that's a thing to do.
Well, that's what we're going to do, then. It's the only sensible thing to do.
Why, of course it is. Of course it is. All right, doggies, look out there, Long. There's Cedric driving up in his car out there.
And he never wasted no time, did he?
Well, I'm glad he never. Now we can get going. You want me to go get the baby ready for the trip?
No, I'll do it.
Well, hurry up, then. Now, we don't want to get ourselves in a penitentiary. Hurry up, Long. Get going.
Yeah, I will. Just a second.
Well, Cedric's out there waiting.
I know that. I can see him.
Well, why don't you hurry up, then?
Abner, you run out and tell Cedric to wait a few minutes. There's a couple of things I got to take care of first.
What things?
Oh, just different stuff.
Huh?
All those things a feller's got to do before he makes a trip this way.
Like what, for instance?
Oh, like, well, I gotta shine my shoes, for one thing.
Shine your shoes?
I always shine my shoes before I go to the county seat.
Why, Lum Edders, I never heard of such a thing in my whole life. I never once seen you shine your shoes before you went into the county seat, and you know it.
Well, I'm starting this week. It's a good idea to keep looking neat that way.
Yes, huh?
Good for business reasons. You ought to start shining your shoes, too, Abner.
Well, I'll shine my shoes, but I ain't got time to do it right now, Lum. We got to get in the county seat.
Wonderful world.
Oh, come on in, Cedric.
Ain't you fellas ready yet?
Well, we're just about ready, Cedric. Soon as Lum gets the baby fixed up, why, then we'll be ready.
Yeah, we may have to wait a little bit, Cedric. You ain't no big rush, are you?
No, Mom, I reckon not. You said for me to come right on over, though.
Yeah, well, we was in a hurry at that time, Cedric, but, Lum's got to get him ready, you know, for the trip and all such as that.
See, the baby's asleep right now, Cedric, and it's an awful bad thing to take a sleeping baby in a car. Awful bad thing to do.
Yeah. Well, Lum, if he's sleeping, Wait a minute. You hear that?
Huh?
He's awake. Can't you hear him crying?
I can't hear nothing.
Huh?
That's just your imagination again, Abner.
No, it ain't my imagination either, Lum.
I can hear him too, Mr. Lum.
Why, sure.
You can, huh?
Yes, Mom, I can hear him good.
Yeah, I reckon you better get him while he's awake, Lum. We'll get him to the county seat quick as we can before he goes to sleep again.
Yeah, I reckon I better. I'll go and get him.
Yeah, hurry up now.
Yeah, I will.
You got enough gas in your car and everything, Cedric?
Yes, Mom. They're plumb full.
Well, that's the time. We'll pay you for the gasoline you used going in there and back.
Well, I got it marked down here on a piece of paper in my pocket somewhere.
Well, we'll take care of it. I ain't got the money right now, but we'll pay you as soon as we get back. Don't worry about that.
The tars ain't much good, though.
Huh?
I say my tars ain't much good.
They ain't, huh?
I give my good ones to the government for the rubber drive.
Oh. Well, they're good enough to get us in there and back, though, ain't they?
Oh, yes, Mom. If we're lucky, they will, I believe. Maybe. They might, I think.
Uh-huh.
Have you heard anything about Elizabeth or Little Pearl yet, Mr. Abner?
Oh, no, Cedric. No, I ain't heard a word. Not a single solitary word. Just expect to hearing from 'em every day, but I was down the post office a while ago. No mail yet. Just making a nervous wreck out of me. Nervous wreck's what it's doing. My warmer and my young'un gone, Cedric.
Bounds, it's awful lonesome over at your place with them gone, too, ain't it?
Oh, it's worse than that. I can't even stand to stay over there no more. Well, fact is, I've moved in with Grandpappy Spears temporary. Of course, that Grandpap, he wants to argue all the time, but heap better than going back to that empty house.
Yes, Mom, I reckon it is, I reckon.
One night I went home, it's so quiet there, I could just might not hear the mice talking to one. Well, yeah, there's that little fella. Hello there. Hello. Now, what's him crying for, huh? What's him crying for?
No use, Abner. He won't stop crying.
Well,
And it's an awful bad thing to take a crying baby in a car. Awful bad thing to do.
Tis, huh?
Oh, yeah. I just wouldn't want to take the chance.
Well, you know best, Lum.
Why is that such a bad thing to do, Mr. Lum?
Why,
Causes, well, you wouldn't understand about such things, Cedric.
No, Cedric, you wouldn't understand. I believe Lum's right. Oughtn't to take a chance. No, I reckon we can't make the trip after all, Cedric.
Well, I got the car already. It won't take long to get him in there.
Yeah, we know, Cedric. If he'd stop crying, why, then we could go, but it just don't look like he ever will. A poor little thing.
There. Oh, he stopped now. Now I reckon we can go, can't we?
Huh?
He'll start up again just a second. I know he will.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, looky there. He's smiling and laughing. Hello, boy. Hello there, little feller. I sort of believe he likes me.
I think he's looking right at me when he started smiling then. Hello, feller.
Come on, let's get started.
Yeah, reckon we better. Come on, Lum.
Yeah, all right. I'm coming.
You want me to lock the door for you, Mr. Lum?
I guess so, Cedric.
Well, I'll do it then.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, what's this here stuck on the screen for?
Huh?
This envelope here. Is that anything you fellers want to keep?
What envelope?
This one here.
What is it?
Says only Mr. Edwards and Mr. Peabody. Important.
Doggers, I never saw that before. Did you put that there, Lum?
No, I never put it there. Open it up and see what it says, Cedric.
Well, here, Mr. Lum, you better read it.
Yeah, read it, Lum, read it. I reckon who could have stuck that envelope there? I never seen nobody do it. What does it say, Lum? What is it?
It says, don't turn the baby over to the police. Don't even tell the police about it. Keep the baby and keep your mouth closed.
Huh?
Heed this warning and you will live much longer. Signed, the Black Pelican.
Oh, my goodness, listen to that, Lum.
Yeah, goodness, that's good news, ain't it?
Good news? Why, didn't you hear they threatened our lives?
Oh, yeah, but who cares about anything like that? We get to keep the baby, though.
Well, all I can say is we never know what's going to happen next down in Pine Ridge, do we? Then we're all pretty much used to the unexpected these days. I guess that's just one of the many reasons why every day more and more busy, energetic men and women keep a package of quick-acting Alka-Seltzer tablets in their desk or their locker at work as well as at home. For by doing this, these folks are prepared to get fast relief for headaches, the minor stomach upsets, and the muscular aches and pains that frequently come along just when they're most unexpected and most unwelcome. I think you'll agree that these common complaints can slow you down all right, and it seems as though they almost always happen along just when there's more work than usual to get out. Do you keep a package of Alka-Seltzer tablets on the job? Well, you certainly should, because you never know when you'll want the fast relief they offer. So get a package of friendly, dependable Alka-Seltzer tablets from your druggist on the way to work in the morning. You'll be thankful more than once that you did.
Well, this is getting interesting. 83 years ago, July 7th, 1942, Lum and Abner, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. We'll have humor with Burns and Allen. We'll have Tom Brenneman and Breakfast in Hollywood. We'll have the FBI in Peace and War. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and another episode of Lum and Abner. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you on Tuesday for more Classic Radio Theater. I'm Wyatt Cox.